I see.
Okay, so I'm gonna go live here, and I gotta use the Let's move my microphone. Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Hey,
Hey, welcome back.
I am indeed back.
I gotta adjust this
Oh,
microphone. It's
I
like,
gotta mute the stream.
oh, do it.
I've beaten Tears of the Kingdom and Advance Wars 1 since the last time I was on a stream.
Dang, I finished Zelda on. Is it coming? Does it say Street Fighter 6 coming out of my controller? It's coming out of the controller when it says Street Fighter 6. I had my TV muted and I was like wondering why I could still hear the announcer say Street Fighter 6. It was coming out of my controller.
Oh, well, maybe you need to turn that off at the system level, or maybe there's probably a game option to turn it off.
Yeah, I mean, I usually have it turned off, but I've never heard it used for like announcer voices. Like that's an interesting use.
Yeah. Sadie was barking at the extreme close up of Luke's face on the thumbnail.
Maybe barking at the little dots of ink.
Yeah,
that photo is so close. You can see all the every single dot of ink.
Yep.
So
whoa,
you
this
beat Advanced
game
Wars
is making
1?
like all kinds of like you really see like all these flashes like behind you.
Oh, from the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna play some Street Fighter 6. This is something that I hadn't really planned on, for this stream until I realized that I had like a bunch of Amazon credit from doing, just from like using a credit card for Amazon and building up the points. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll order that because I can get it same day and I could probably stream it tonight. Because I think that people were asking a few weeks ago, like, oh, you should stream Street Fighter 2, which sounds fun, but I feel like this might be more fun.
Well, there's more meaty. There's more like meaty content in this for sure.
But to be completely honest, I have like not watched anything except for a couple of trailers for like returning characters. So there's so much stuff in this game that I have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, I like half paid attention to a Digital Foundry video at some point. I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, as regulars probably know, I am not a fighting game guy, with the exception of like Soul Calibur, which I bought I bought Soul Blade this past week actually.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
There. You don't see it very often. I played that like way back on my cousin's PS1 before Soul Calibur was out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I like the Soul Calibur games. I'm not like hardcore into them or anything, but they're like the fighting series I can kind of get into. But you know, that's not to say I don't like enjoy the aesthetics of Street Fighter. So you know, it'll be interesting watching this. I mean, you were explaining to me like the super convoluted like timeline and how everything takes place before Street Fighter 3 until this game, which is now after Street Fighter 3.
Yeah. You know, that happens when you have like an unpopular sequel, at least especially with Capcom. Like Street Fighter 3 was unpopular at first, I think. And which it kind of like the series kind of like main entries of the series kind of went away until Street Fighter 4 came out in, I don't know, when that came out, 2008 or 9. So quite a while actually, you know, like over 10 years of between like 3 and 4. So 4 took place before 3 narratively, and 5 also took place before 3 narratively. So they're finally going beyond that now, which is kind of cool. But you know, like I played a lot of Street Fighter 2 back in the day, but I have not played very much Street Fighter 4 or 5. So I'll do the best I can. So, I mean, go easy on me. I'm also drinking this giant honkin' High Noon tonight, which is like this giant can.
You just want to have as many excuses as you can.
Yeah, really. I mean, I didn't even know like this thing. It comes in this really cool can that's like resealable.
Yeah, what the heck is that thing on top?
It's got like this contraption that slides open, and then you can reseal it.
Cool decision.
Seems like a waste of plastic.
Well, I mean, it's so big that you might not want to drink the whole thing at one time. This is vodka and soda peach. It says it's made of real juice. I don't know. Whatever. It's peach. So let's talk a little bit. Okay, so I see that Dingus Glur is talking specifically about Neryl's Tears of the Kingdom video. It's interesting because I sent it to try earlier.
I mean, I only watched since I assume you were watching on the MLiG account, and so I guess continued from where you were. I only watched a few minutes from there, but I kind of got the vibe of his complaints. I will say that I agree with every point. I've not the only video of his that I've really watched, I think, is the Majora's Mask 3D one, which I agree 100% with everything he said in that, because I think Majora's Mask 3D is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I love the original Majora's Mask.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about I think Tears of the Kingdom and really probably Breath of the Wild too, has a lot. Are they perfect games? No, but I can't deny how just thoroughly and consistently engaged I was. Are there maybe flaws with the game design? Maybe, but I feel like if you are going into those games and being very on task, gotta beat the main story, gotta do these things, or I'm doing this specific thing, I could see how you could get annoyed with certain things, but I was distracted by something else before I could get annoyed with anything, or,
I mean, that's
or if it was something that was annoying, I just made up my own way to get around the annoyance, that's what's so cool about it. I think.
No, I agree. I finished it on, I think I finished on Wednesday.
I mean, you did even more than I did. I mean, I put 115 hours into it.
I had 105.
And I think I had 27 hearts, and you clearly had more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you almost completely filled in the underground.
Yeah, I only missed a couple of little spots in the north.
Which I
not full things, but just tiny little dots.
Yeah, I mean, I somewhat regret that I didn't fill in more of that, but I mean, to the point of what I think was in some of Neryl's video, I didn't see a lot of detail, but I saw him kind of alluding to another point that was something about the underground. Once you kind of figure out what's going on with the things you can do in the underground and in the sky, you start to realize there's not that many different types of things and discoveries to make in those places.
Right.
Which is probably the reason that I felt satisfied where I was when I ended. I was like, I followed up most of the loose ends that I was curious about, and I don't think anything super crazy is going to happen if I keep digging. So, I felt done and I beat it. I had a great time.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I obviously liked it a lot, to put 105 hours into it, but also I feel every point that he made in that video is completely valid. And
sure.
And I agree with all that stuff, and which is good, I'm it's all completely sound and true things that I found.
Agree,
many of those
you...
I found myself dealing with them, but in a lot of cases when I found myself getting annoyed with something, I would just turn around and look at something else and find something else to do.
Yeah,
which is fine. Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, that doesn't excuse any of the issues. That's just that's just me saying that's fine. I'm just going to move on and do something else, and I'll come back when I feel like dealing with that BS.
Right. I mean, it's
it's not saying anything bad about it. It's just like,
yeah.
You
it's almost like your approach to the game is the game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If that makes sense, like you it's so free form in your approach that you can have a good time or a great time depending on how you want to approach it. And for some people that may not entirely click.
Yeah,
you know?
but I don't think, I think that he thought it was totally fine. But the thing is like since I finished it, it improves on a lot of things in Breath of the Wild, but it doesn't feel like it did not feel as much of a like a mind-blowing kind of seminal experience that Breath of the Wild did for me.
I mean, they both have things that felt pretty major, but yeah, obviously, I would say Breath of the Wild had the bigger impact. But I always like to say I'm glad that I didn't overdo it with Breath of the Wild, because I think that increased my enjoyment of Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I would say overall I consider Tears of the Kingdom the better game, personally.
But it's only a better game because of it just took what Breath of the Wild did and said, okay, how can we like fix like the issues that people had?
Mm-hmm. But I think the funniest thing, one of the things I love so much is like, not only were people complaining about weapon durability, but like they like double down on it and like make it part of the plot. Like all the weapons in the world are decayed and crappy now.
Yeah, but I mean, as Nero said in that video, and it's totally true. It's like most of the weapons you make, if you're fighting like a silver Bokoblin or whatever, like the other big guys, like your weapon is going to break during that encounter, like during that fight, every single time.
But now, I personally think that's fine, because the point of the game is to continue.
But you can even have like the most pristine, like non-rusted weapon combined with like a Lionel horn, and it's still gonna like bust during that fight. And I think that's kind of BS. Like I think I dealt with it, but I feel like in that moment,
that's a slight exaggeration. I mean, if you're fighting a Lionel, then yeah, probably.
No. I'm saying it's like no. If you have a pristine weapon that you got from the underground that is not rusted, you got it from one of those statues, and you combine it with a like even like a Lionel horn that you got from killing one of them, and you fuse them together, and then you fight, like a group of Bokoblins or like the other ones, the Lizals or whatever, and if there's like a silver one in there, like that weapon is not going to make it through that encounter. It will break before that encounter is over.
But regardless, like
it's like, and it's fine, and you learn to deal with it. But
yeah,
and it's something that I thought about every time.
I think I certainly had some weapons that lasted a long time.
But
like
it's
really
like
long time.
The same,
like
reason
especially
why,
if you get one, like if you have a base that's like a durable base to begin with before you put something powerful.
I don't know. Like I
had something that lasted a long time. But like the thing is too, like I was jumping around between weapons a lot too. Like I would kind of pick a weapon for the purpose. Oh, apparently I am way louder.
I tried to fix it. But like that's something you deal with. But I don't know. I challenge you to boot the game up at some point in the next week, get a pristine weapon, and do that and see like how long it lasts. I guarantee you that it's not nearly as long as you think it is. I guarantee it, because it's something that I thought about during it, and it's kind of like, all right, I just like be like, okay, that's that. But it is not something that really registered to me. But in terms of like it being pointed out and being like, oh yeah, that is absolutely true. And I thought about that, but I didn't think about it too closely. But now that you say it, like that is totally true. So I mean, I don't know. There's no reason
we probably shouldn't get into an endless Zelda conversation yet again because
Yeah.
we can go on and on. I've got super chats to catch up on.
All right. Well, we're getting into it here. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah,
here.
let's get into it. There was first of all $2 super chat from Dad1153. Thank you as always. Saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, even Nellie's.
Thank you.
And also a notification that Tinder Brew has been a member for 15 months in a row.
Holy mackerel.
Thank you. Saying good evening. Happy to be able to watch live tonight. Usually watching the day after because past my bedtime. Well, glad you got to be here. Then there was $2 from good old Potbelly Punch. Thank you. Saying would love to see Coury/Try do a few combo trials. Is that a mode or feature in this game?
Yeah, probably just like the. We'll see how it goes.
Well, it won't be with me though because I don't have the game. And there was $5 from Nana Cheesecake. Thank you. Saying here's to another happy Sunday. Very nice to see you again, Try. Well, thanks. And then lastly of the current super chats, there was 22 reals from A14. Thank you. Saying Tears of the Kingdom brought organic caves. I was always distracted in a good sense by caves. The side quests are so much more fun than Breath of the Wild. You must do something usually in the world. Anyway, Tears of the Kingdom is a great Zelda, period. And you know something I really liked about the side quests? I honestly didn't really realize for the longest time that I didn't have like a current quest selected. And I was just like completing quests left and right just based on context, right? This is something I talk about sometimes where like I got some flack for talking about it in the Digital Foundry Final Fantasy 13 video where I was like, oftentimes like talking to NPCs systematically is like not that interesting. But it certainly can sometimes be interesting. I think Breath of the Wild did a good job of it, where you get relevant information from NPCs. Like the information they give you is relevant to the gameplay, relevant to the quests, relevant to learning how the game works. And I was able to complete so many quests just through that context alone, and really, unless I was like working on a main quest, I actually basically never activated a quest in the quest log. I just did what I wanted just purely based on the context of the world, and most quests could be completed relatively easily. But yeah, I loved the caves too. It's just
Oh, look at these like just randomized. I just like just to see what the
I
options are.
I wonder how. I wonder like how extreme the randomizer will go.
I don't know. I always think about my friend Justin. Matt McCheskey, who does our theme music. His older brother Justin made the stupidest looking character in the first Mass Effect, who's like had the tiniest little mouth, and he like kept the same character all the way through. Which I love the idea of like going all the way through all 3 games.
I mean, that's some dedication to playing the bit, right?
All right.
I did like Rears to Blood's suggestion that I see here, but also saw before the stream of making Cardoff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wonder if you can change your character after a while.
Well, or I'm sure you can make multiple characters.
I mean, I feel like I need to make myself. I mean, we can. There I am. It's almost like it's like really overwhelming. I've never done a character creation like in front of people before.
No, that must be kind of intimidating, to be
It
honest.
is a little bit. Oh, look at they got Hagar is like basically a preset.
Oh, I gotta see this.
It's like
oh yeah, look at that. That's great. You should just be Hagar.
I mean, I probably should just be Hagar.
I mean, you really can't go wrong just being Hagar. I mean, there's no like more perfect human being in all of Capcom fiction. So
Yeah,
why not just be Hagar?
it's funny that they just like made it.
Like there he is. You should do like Final Fight 3 ponytail Hagar.
Oh my gosh, it's just like neck neck length. I mean, I kind of just want to make something like real stupid.
Oh, video game obsession has declared no Hagar. People have done this a bunch already.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But come on.
I mean, if I'm gonna make Karnov, should I try to like legit?
You should try to make Karnov.
Okay.
Do you need to bring up some reference?
No, I got the marquee behind me. I'm just looking at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go with like.
I don't know why it's so funny. Look at this.
It's Mighty Final Fight.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm looking up the Karnov arcade.
Yeah, I'm
marquee,
looking.
So I also have reference. No, I actually saw a Karnov arcade marquee hanging in someone's office last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, it's in my I have it too.
And it wasn't your office. Oh man, these body proportions. I mean, I'd say that's in the Karnov ballpark.
I mean, you look at the marquee, and I feel like I can't just go by the marquee because that's not really what he looks like.
No. Like I feel like Karnov has to have more belly than the marquee, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I think you're in the ballpark here. You're in the ballpark here. I mean, this is kind of working. I feel like your hands are too small.
Okay. Well, luckily there's a man, look at this 4 ounce, man. Karnov's been lonely.
In addition to the notification that he was the member 15 months in a row, Tender Brew just dropped a $20 super chat. Thank you. Saying happy Dad's Day to all the dads out there. Hope the day ruled. Got to take a 1-hour nap, which was amazing.
Yep. I mean, I didn't nap, but I mowed the lawn. I worked on some stuff, and I went and got new swim trunks at TJ Maxx.
Oh,
yeah.
I did meet my parents at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants.
Oh.
And then we went to this place called the I think it's either Philly Pretzel Company or Philadelphia Pretzel Company or something. got some good pretzels.
I mean, he barely looks human.
I mean, Yeah. I mean, that's the point. And the funniest thing is when you zoom in and you're like, oh yeah, it has Hagar's face on
Yeah.
it.
I feel like I need to make him real short though.
You know, it's definitely interesting that Capcom like allowed people to go this route of just like completely bonkers proportions, because I know that like the Final Fantasy 14 devs have said like, we're we're
Look
not
at that
going to give
booty right
people
there. Just making that
huge.
booty real, like. Gotta give him. I just like the side view.
There are definitely, I would imagine, some physics applied to that with that kind of shape. His legs are so skinny. Oh, well, now they aren't. But like the Final Fantasy 14 devs are like, yeah,
How do I?
we're not giving people too much control over how they can make their characters, because we don't want to break everyone's immersion too much.
I was like, it's got like the what is it? Like that went the meme with like the flat butt. I just like the idea of that too.
Yeah, I mean,
But I do like the. I mean, Cardinals. He's got to have like a. He's got to have a ridiculous.
I mean, there's nothing not ridiculous about any part of this body. Mondu the Fat, Tongue of the Fat Man, is that what
Oh
we're
yeah.
referring
Oh
to?
yeah.
Mondu's Fight Palace.
I feel he's just got to have a. Oh,
Can you believe you're about to be wandering around open world as this guy? or a guy that will be like this in some fashion?
I mean, can I? I want to make him taller. Can I? How do I make him taller?
I think you've hit the ceiling.
No, I mean I want to make him shorter. I mean.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I don't think Carno is
Oh, duh. It's there. It's the height and proportions.
height and proportions. He should definitely be shorter than Luke.
Yeah.
I feel like his belly is suddenly like not wide enough. Oh wait, now you might be fixing it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely see. I gotta.
Are his legs too big?
Yes.
His legs might be a little too big. I feel like now that you've shortened him, some things are not quite to Karnov's spec.
Yeah.
Should his arms be bigger again?
Let's see here.
Maybe a little bit.
They need to be longer. Not longer.
I mean, just bigger.
It's so stupid.
I mean, I think we're definitely in the ballpark of Karnov here.
I mean, okay, do we want him to be built soft or shredded?
I would say,
It's like a touch of definition. but mainly just soft with like a touch of definition.
The too soft doesn't work quite right. That might kind of work.
Oh, I feel like he's got to be real hairy.
I mean, is Karnov hairy?
I mean, he's not in that photo, but I feel like, yeah, he actually has no hair, does he? But I feel like he should. He should just be completely smooth.
I mean, he definitely needs arm hair for sure.
How about, what about back hair? I mean, we never see his back. He's got to have back. He's got to have like a significant amount of back hair.
Can you make Blanca?
I feel like it's got to be like. Okay, so he needs arm hair.
For sure. Like what color is Karnov's hair? Like I'd say like pretty close to black, probably.
Yeah. I mean that's what I'm doing.
Kind of just looks like he's got oil on him.
I know. It's like I feel like it's not.
Maybe you gotta scale back the hair a bit. It's not quite representing the way that it should. There was a $10 super chat from Andy64. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, what are your all-time favorite fighting games? Mine are X-Men versus Street Fighter and Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter.
Oh.
Can't pick one between these two.
I'd say X-Men versus Street Fighter I like more than Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. But I mean, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition is probably my favorite fighting game.
I mean, probably Soul Calibur 2 for me. I mean, you know, as I said, I don't really like a lot of fighting games. I mean, you gotta go total bald, right? Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he could almost have like he's got to be total bald, I guess.
Yeah, he's not Karnov if he's not bald.
What I need. So I got that's only mustache. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, would Smash count? I mean, it probably should, but like just in terms of gameplay, I probably have more fun. Probably have more fun playing Soul Calibur, honestly. You think that mustache might be a little too small?
I know. I was hoping that. I mean, how about is that
better?
There
was one that was pretty good, but it was like clipping into.
I know. Well, I mean, I can if I go and I like make his neck a little bit longer, it won't clip.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't want it clipping through his
I just gotta like make it. Okay, let me.
Yeah, his neck should be a little longer anyway.
Let me see how short can I make it before it starts to clip. There we go.
That looks better anyway.
Yes.
I mean, not to say that good is what we're going for here, but you don't want it to be like too close because his head could like move in cutscenes where it would like clip, or you might be wearing clothes. Well, never mind, you're Karnov. You wouldn't be wearing clothes.
I mean, does it really matter what his mouth looks like behind there?
Not too much. It significantly affects the shape of the mustache, though.
Ooh, there we go.
You really curled that up with that lip definition there.
I do like the idea of me having like a real small mouth, though.
like your friend's Mass
Yeah,
Effect
exactly. Oh, SOT Nist is saying, create a character in the demo made me not buy this. I mean, you can play it without doing this mode, though.
Oh, I thought it was kind of putting you straight into this.
No, it's like a separate install.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like the rest of these features on him are superfluous. Like, it doesn't even matter.
I feel like his face is his face too smooth? Is it not representing the grizzled life of a Karnov?
There we go. Do we want him to be like a 99? Does he need to be like leathery? I mean, is that what we want?
Not quite leathery.
He needs to have some serious laugh lines, though.
Laugh lines?
Yeah, and some forehead creases. I mean, during the fights, can I just hopefully I can pick like other characters? Or have to fight with them. Do I have to like pick a character whose moveset he uses?
Like, can you be Karnov with like Chun-Li's fighting style?
Yeah. There we go.
I mean, I would imagine in this mode you probably do play the character that you make. I don't know if you, but I mean, you can just go fighting regular fight modes if you want to do that, I guess.
I mean, how are you feeling about him right now?
It's pretty good overall. I'm liking this. Okay, zoom out a bit so we can get a get perspective.
It's so stupid. I mean, it kind of looks like Dr. Robotnik in a kind of.
I mean, it definitely looks like Karnov more than anything else. I mean, if you asked me what video game character is this, I'd say Karnov. Are the shoulders too wide? I mean, maybe for the size of head, like if you increase the size of his head, maybe the shoulders wouldn't seem too wide. I feel like his upper chest needs to be bigger.
If you look at him right there, it looks like two people like cut in half. And
yeah. His chest size was definitely not big enough before. Like I feel like his chest should come out like a similar amount to his belly.
I can't make him that big. Unless I do that. But then that just looks wrong.
I mean, are we trying to make something that looks right?
No. I hear that. SOT Nist is saying this looks like how I feel sometimes. I mean, this is like when I would get out of bed, this is like exactly how I feel.
You mean you feel powerful enough to take on
oh man,
the world of Street Fighter?
How bushy can I make his eyebrows? They got to be real bushy though. Look at
Yeah, I mean bushy is ideal.
You can adjust the eyebrow size.
That's good.
The eyebrow size breadth.
the breadth and
Yeah,
the
or you
height.
can give him like a unibrow.
Oh, we got 499 super chat from Jimmy Schindler. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, hey guys, was curious if anything from Summer Game Fest excited either of you. I'm stoked that Ebenezer Scrooge Metroidvania game that got announced. What? I
What
missed
is that?
What? That sounds possibly rad. You know, I feel like I feel like overall it was a pretty subdued announcements season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could tell you things I was excited for. I mean, you know, like Final Fantasy
Looks like
7
horns.
Rebirth was nice to see a bit more of. Some mysterious stuff going on there in that trailer.
Oh, and the Final Fantasy 7.
Why do they let you move your eyebrow angle like vertical?
Why not? They look like horns, right? Did anything get me excited? I mean, the fact that I can't think of anything,
I know,
like, says a lot, right?
I know.
I don't know. I just think it's more fun. Like, I've like really gotten into this groove of just like I'm not going to pay attention a ton.
Just take games as they come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, there was definitely cool stuff. Like, I was actually like on a plane.
Do we need them to have like? Oh, I feel like Karnoff like might need to have like cat eyes. Do we want him to be like a? Oh, I can get into it. Like, yeah, these. We had no idea that Karnoff has such beautiful eyes.
We had no idea. I mean, I was actually on a plane when the Xbox conference was going on. So, like my only touch point with that really was was the you know, the Digital Foundry recap.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I mean, that sounded like it was a pretty good show. And it sounds like Starfield is making a good impression overall. So I'll be very curious what kind of state Starfield launches in. Bethesda's history is not too good, but I mean, you know, the little I saw did seem pretty impressive. So,
all right, I'm just gonna go with
definitely
this.
Not getting it day one, but if I hear it launches in a good state, maybe.
What is it?
Starfield.
Oh, that just sounds like too much stuff. Look at that skin.
Yeah.
Before I start this, I just want to like.
Does your underwear say Bug Keeper?
It says buckler.
Buckler.
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
That is a ridiculous.
So can you like pick some starting clothes?
Maybe.
man, you gotta be Karnov.
I mean, do they have red pants? I mean,
well, there's got to be red pants somewhere in the game. Doesn't he wear like the little like Wario shoes, the elf shoes?
Oh, did you? There was a. Did you see the $2 from Jonathan Henson?
Oh, I did not. My apologies. I'm sorry.
That's
about
all right.
that.
I got it right here. 20 minutes ago. Hopefully, you're still here. I'm sure you are. Saying every Sunday afternoon, my wife asks me the same question exactly like this: "Your guys coming on tonight?"
I mean,
we do our best.
We do our best. Yeah. What did last week's stream go pretty good with the magazine reading? Oh man, I can't wait to see.
I just love the idea of him like looking at us.
You're photogenic. Look at that! Like that, there's like this very large, like ridge, wrinkle in his clothes, like going around like the middle of his belly. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Like I almost like when he started walking forward, like I almost imagined him just like falling over. Like what if there was like actually like they like let you make whatever ridiculous character you want to make, but like there's some sort of physics system that goes into their mobility, and if they just like can't take the first few steps, they just fall over and you can't play the game.
Oh, it's just like I don't need to do a tutorial. It's so stupid. It is so stupid, and that's why it's great. Right on, you can run around.
Whoa. 3D street fighting action going on here.
Miner's a 4-button. No, the miner is only a control type bill and word during chapter 1. So is there no 6-button traditional Street Fighter like? I guess maybe after chapter 1.
I mean, I heard that, I don't know if it's like the default or anything, but I hear there's like easy mode controls that like kind of does like context sensitive combos or something
where
like
it's
that.
like
which if I ever played the game, that's probably how I'd have to play it, because
well, that's like starting with like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's like that. Man,
Karnov just doesn't look like he was built to wear shirts. You know? What's the... Is it a Neo Geo game that's like Karnov's Revenge or something like that?
Yeah, it's like a Double Dragon thing, I think.
But it's... I mean, I think it's a fighting game, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's not, not a Double Dragon. I feel like it is, though.
It's so weird that it's like called Karnov's Revenge, but Karnov is just like... just one of the many playable characters in the game, right? Like, he's not like the bad guy or anything, is he?
In that, I think he's always been the bad guy since that first after that first game.
No. Oh, like Boba would be another fun one to make for sure. I mean, in general, probably
it's like I don't want to just hit one button for a Dragon Punch. Come on. He's just letting me do this to him.
So you said that Luke was introduced as the last DLC to Street Fighter V?
Yes.
You said there was hints that like there was more to this character, right?
Well,
Like, what do you mean by that?
when they announced him, they were like, "Oh, he's gonna play a big part in 6."
Oh, but so they like mentioned 6, like even way back then.
I think so. Like they're saying like he's gonna be a big deal in like the next game. Because I mean, I think it was probably only a year in between that and the reveal of 6. It's so stupid.
Now this guy is fighting you has like real anime looking eyes. Like, can you even make a character?
Oh yeah,
like
I'm sure.
that? Like I mean, this guy's probably just made with the character creator, but not to bring up a subject that's going to have us talking endlessly about Zelda again. But speaking of character creators, I knew this. I've known this for a while. But have you ever heard that just the NPCs that are all throughout the world in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are made with an advanced form of the Me code?
Of the Me code?
Like the Me's are the foundation for Breath of the
Right.
Wild NPCs. Like there might be more parameters, and there's certainly a lot more like face parts and hair parts and stuff. But like that is the code base that NPCs are built around, which is kind of a cool idea. Although sometimes you look at them and you're like, you can't stop thinking about it because it's like, oh wow, they really are.
Oh, see, I never even thought about it.
Like like when you look at them, it's like, oh yeah, like their eyes are like flat on their face. But like major NPCs, not as much. Major NPCs are a little more detailed. Oh, Corpse 413 says you could have made Chubbins. I mean,
Yes.
if you can make another character, like I'm curious.
How ridiculous he can make it.
I'm curious if you just go for as soft and round as possible. Like that's got to be pretty easy to do. I guarantee, like one of the first shops you encounter is going to have like bunny ears or something.
Probably. Do I get to play as other characters though?
In this I mean, I don't know about in this mode.
Yeah.
I was just looking at how Karnov's like the top of his pants, just like the way it like contours to the bottom of his stomach.
That's good.
There he is. Oh, there's Hagar.
So did PS5 change the trophy pop text recently?
No, I bolded it myself in the options.
Oh,
that's an accessibility option. My old man eyes don't like appreciate bolded text more often now. Like I do it on my phone too when I can. My old man eyes.
Robert Hernandez dropped a $10 super chat. Thank you. Saying Happy Father's Day. Wanted to retract my previous comment about Wonder Boy on PS5 being too hard. My son absolutely loves the game and is now teaching me how to play. Feeling very old as a result. Well, I used to go to my dad, back when I was like 5 or 6 and be like, get me past this hard jumping Mario. And, obviously like that was not productive.
There it it is.
You know, I see a comment here from the Psycho Fox, which reminds me earlier in the stream I saw a comment I wanted to inquire more about that I didn't get a chance to earlier that I think was said by the Psycho Fox, saying Soul Calibur 5 is about to be delisted. Is that true?
I wonder why.
I mean,
Unless it like has to do
doesn't
with
it have like Star Wars characters or something
No, that's
in
4.
it? Or I know that's 4, but I thought there's got to be like other licensed characters in 5. I 5. I'm pretty sure I don't have 5. 5's the only one I've never played. It has
Yeah,
Ezio
I have the PS3 version. Oh,
Of
Ezio
5?
is in it.
Isn't there a PS4 Xbox One version of it, or is that only PS3 360?
Oh, okay.
Really? Would Ezio of all things be the reason it'd be delisted? I mean, is there even a digital version of 4? I mean, 4 was relatively early that generation, so I guess it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, 4 has the Spider-Man font on the case.
Wait, really?
4 does, yeah.
Like,
No, not the game. I mean, it has the Spider-Man font 3, like before the redesign logo.
oh, you're just talking about how old the game is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's before the rebrand.
Yeah.
I noticed the NKOTB. There, GT Beakerman.
Drippin' style. Like, this is making me think of like the Splatoon hub where you gotta go to the stores and get fresh. You've got like
I
other
mean,
players
there's
standing
no
around.
making Karna fresh here, I don't think. Really quick, I mean, I want to talk a little bit about what I think is kind of neat about this game. So, I've talked extensively, like, throughout, like, the duration of the channel. I've talked about my time on, like, forums and stuff. So I was watching, the Capcom presentation live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And the localization director for this game is this guy named Andrew Alfonso, who I knew on forums, and I've like met and like hung out with him a bunch. Like I know him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Facebook friends with him.
Well, didn't you tell me a while back you knew someone at Capcom, or was that someone else?
So he was on Monster World. So he lived in Toronto, and I lived in Buffalo at the time, and we met at E3 in 2001, but we both were on the same forum and also like wrote for this website. I did video for this website back in the late 90s and early 2000s called The Next Level. And he was like one of the main people on there. And like I met him at E3 in 2001 in person, but there was one other time where he when he was moving to Japan, he was flying out of Buffalo, and he came to my house at the time and hung out. I have his Smash Brothers Melee save file on my GameCube. So he moved to Japan to teach English.
Yeah.
And
typical.
After doing that for a little bit, he got a job at Capcom and like worked his way up, and he was like handling like localization on Monster Hunter. And then I knew that he had gotten this. I like saw him like post about it on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook all that often, so I like kind of forgot about it. And then I saw him like being interviewed on Capcom's live stream, like before their not their Summer Games presentation. I'm like, oh, how about that? Like, it's such a small world. And I feel silly because, like I've messaged with him a bunch because, like, pre-pandemic, I was like messaging him something about like when we were working on M2. I was like, he was one of the first people I reached out to, saying like, would you be interested in like translating
That's right. Yeah,
stuff? And he was like, no, I just don't have time for that. So I was like talking to him then, and so I haven't talked to him since then. But like I sent him a message saying, hey, like I saw you on the live stream, like congratulations. And I wish I had like reached out sooner, because I was like, oh, would you want to like pop in on the stream and like talk about it for a minute? It's just weird. It's just weird and crazy, like what a small world it is, and how I don't know, just like that forum specifically that I was on, like has like weaved in and out of my life, like for so long, for different reasons.
Like that guy Eric that we interviewed for M2.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's just really neat to see, like people going on and doing like big things. Like this is like a huge success for them.
Oh yeah,
because I think that
it sounds like this is the first time that I can remember like a Street Fighter launch actually feeling like a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I think that 5 kind of had a troubled development, but this has been different because they've really embraced the community, and I don't know, just
and also like isn't this like the first of the 3D ones that's like actually built on their own technology?
I think so, yeah.
Because I think 4 and 5 I think are both Unreal, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken.
I don't remember what 5 is, but I barely played 5.
I got a fluffums.
I barely played 5, and challenge people to a fight. I just want to. I'll fight this guy. Engage.
Yeah, it's using an RE engine now.
Yeah.
I don't.
I love the back part of his jump. How he jumps back and like just kind of like lets himself float downwards.
I'll have to watch for it. Well, he's like most of the flip happens in like the first millisecond.
Yeah.
Like he's almost all the way spun around, like before he barely leaves the ground. Your breath stinks.
It's a punish counter.
You should do something about that. I like that donut and hot dog stand in the background. Like what?
Say it's like a
like who thought like, hey, let's sell donuts and hot dogs.
I like these people behind are just like, oh, something's going on here.
So is this like another player? Like
no, this is just a computer.
Right, but like do you run into like other people's characters that are then played by the computer or something?
Yes. I think the World Tour mode is self-contained. It doesn't have any like online aspects to it. But maybe it does. I don't know.
I like his victory. He's like, ah. Did you like pick a voice for him?
Everybody's willing to fight.
Did you pick a voice for him?
Yeah, it's just like a gruff.
Yeah.
It sounds appropriate.
You're laying down with your butt in the air, Sandy. Get your butt. There you go. Got your butt.
Will just about any USB stick work with the PS5 currently? Like I have one of those like the 8-bit dough sticks that I put my own parts into. Like, will that work with the PS5? Whoa. Is Cody still mayor here? Because, you know, Cody was mayor in Street Fighter V, but that was before 3. You set the game to performance mode. Let me see if I can do that. It probably is performance mode because I have that as my default. To like default.
I would imagine a game like this would default to performance either way. I actually didn't set a preference.
Yeah, so it looks like this.
On mine.
Input delay reduction. Reduce the delays between making input and the input being reflected on the screen. The effectiveness will vary depending on your system. Most effective when using a 120 hertz capable display. So this game supports 120 hertz, I guess.
What? The effectiveness will vary depending on your system. Like, that's a really weird sentence to have on a console.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually surprised that Sony would even allow that. You know what I mean? Like that feels like something that they would see in certification and be like, no. Like on a Steam version, sure.
How many people do I gotta fight before I can switch to 6-button control?
Yeah, I guess there is. I did hear there's 120 hertz mode. I don't know if it's like, is it really low resolution or something, or like is it actually consistent? I don't know.
Okay, how do I do the skill?
I think you should drop by drip in style.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Check change your style using like gear you have equipped. Oh gosh.
I'm a little sad that smartphones have come to Street Fighter. Like this should be like a 90s world here, you know?
Okay, Brook FGC PS5 is what you need most likely. So is it just like a USB thing that plugs in? Obviously it probably is.
So you can't use it with the one you already have?
I mean, I have to get an adapter probably to allow me to connect things to it.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to play this mode really with something like that. Unless they like let you switch to the fight stick. I mean, they probably do, but like how are you going to like run around the world with a fight stick?
All right, drip and style.
Oh, so it's not actually. Stefan is saying 120 hertz container with 60 FPS reduces latency on the TV side a bit. So you're saying that it doesn't actually run at 120 hertz, at least on consoles, but it just, if you're playing 128 hertz mode, it might have reduced latency. I see.
When he does that one move, he says, destroy.
like what is Karnov's fighting style? Like, is it based on any particular character?
I don't think so. I think that it probably has like a generic thing that you can customize over time.
I see. I mean, you've got like the classic like Ryu uppercut.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna try this guy. He's level 5 though. He's gonna crush me probably.
Pierre. Does this have like an arcade mode with like a
Yeah, you know,
like an
after
arcade story mode with
Yes.
like character endings and stuff?
I think so. So you know, after I finish this fight, I kind of want to just like try to play it like regular for a
I still
minute.
want to see if you can get clothes for Karnov.
Well, I can go to the store, but it doesn't let me go in.
Oh. Maybe once you're level 5 it will.
Maybe. Oh, it's Luke's moveset. I mean, I don't know how I have to... Oh. Maybe I can go back and fight Alice now. Food truck nearby.
I just can't imagine Karnov using a smartphone, you know?
Yeah. I gotta stop and get some food here.
Ooh. I could totally see Karnov chow down on a pizza. Like a whole pizza. Just like, I can just see him like taking the whole pizza and just like folding it and eating it.
Yeah. Ooh, it's the shopkeep. I hear you, Soph.
Well, we got a $10 super chat from Seabass Nap. Thank you.
That's
Said,
good.
Corey, have you applied for a loan yet in order to get tickets for your Miami match in August? 76,000 plus ticket sellout, $200 to $300 nosebleeds to maybe see Messi for the Atlanta. I'm guessing that's Miami match.
Oh, there it is. The #1 pizza in Metro City.
Yikes!
It just says pepperoni pizza consumed.
Everyone's meal is that. Wait, what is that pizza? Like,
The
what's
green
that?
pizza.
What's that like background behind it? Like it almost looks like it's like it almost looks like a pizza parfait, like in a bowl with a spoon. Like what is? Did you see that? What it looked weird.
But no, I mean, I'm sure my friend has season tickets, so he's probably excited about it. Okay, so I gotta pay his visit to a nearby alleyway. I just like, he's just like, hey.
So wait, does food give you like a buff or something?
Probably. I was barely reading it. Maybe this is like the boss of chapter 1 here. I mean, that's how I feel. Oh, it's the Masters building. Is it gonna be Ken?
Oh. Is that the final level of Final Fight?
Well, no, it's like Ken. Oh, that's right. This has like a whole beat 'em up mode too.
Oh, what?
You can see it right here. It's all on one plane though. It looks like I didn't know if it was going to be something that you could go up and down.
I mean, I don't think that would fly in Street Fighter.
Well, they did it with
You were like
Tekken
doing
Force,
your
they did it in
animation
Tekken 3.
in tandem. That guy wearing a cap, like that C on that Capcom jacket is gigantic.
Yeah. That's neat though. Ooh, here we go. We're gonna go shopping for apparel.
Oh yes, I'm excited. And by shopping for apparel, we actually mean ditching the shirt and finding red pants
Yes.
and elf shoes.
Drippin' style. There is something like there's little aspects about this game that like make me feel old, and they just like their place called Drippin' Style makes me feel kind of old.
When I was traveling last week, I actually lost my belt at the airport.
Oh really?
Well, because like sometimes they don't make you take your belt off, but they want me to take my belt off, and while I was walking away, he's like, "Oh, you need to take your belt off too," and I'm like, "Oh," and like I gave it to him, and I think he put it in the wrong bin.
Oh,
and I just like I didn't even think about it. So anyway, when I arrived, I was like, or it might have been on the connecting flight, I forget. I was like looking around the airport trying to find. I was like, oh, maybe I can buy a belt at a store or something. There was like it was some kind of clothes or fashion store of some kind. It was called Spanx.
Oh, that's,
with an X.
Well, I mean that's Spanx are slimming, form-fitting underwear.
Oh,
that I mean, I guess they make them for men, but
go buy your underwear in the airport.
Women mainly wear them.
Well, I didn't look that closely because I'm like, I am not buying a belt from a store.
I mean, Spanx are like a brand that's been around for a long time. It's
I see. Well, I mean, you know, you're saying certain things about this game are making you feel old. I mean, certain things about the real world are making me feel old.
Well, so, I mean, Spanx are. I mean, a lot more people that you run into every day are wearing Spanx than you realize.
Oh, well, okay. So wait, all you bought was a hat?
Could use some Spanx, probably.
Well, why did you only buy a hat?
Because that's all it let me buy.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you gotta buy some new underwear. That's right.
Whoa. Is Luke wearing a hat, but all of his hair just like goes in front of it? That looks super weird.
Yeah. Rising uppercut.
For the Double Dragon Gaiden. Is that the one that's being developed by Secret Base?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that soon.
That's the Devil's Dare people.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool big get for them.
that they're doing that.
Yeah, you know, that's a big deal.
I'm glad to see that, like, you know, that seems to suggest that things are going well for them, because, you know, when Devil's Dare first launched, you know, when we made that trailer, you know, he said that sales weren't so good, but then, you know, he rebranded it as Streets of Red. I don't know how well it did.
I guess.
But, you know, it's really great to see that, you know, got enough attention for him to get to do Double Dragon. I mean, that's awesome. Oh, got a $5 super chat from Bramble Scramble. Saying, question, do you think the RetroTink 5X on an OLED TV is worth buying even if I already have a nice CRT using component video in my setup space?
I mean, if you want to play on a HD TV sometime, then you definitely should.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to play on the OLED, I mean, I think so. Especially if you've got an OLED with black frame insertion capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does a pretty good job of recreating the CRT experience, especially with the. I actually like black frame insertion. Like, finally, kind of sold me on like artificial scan lines and CRT effects and stuff. Like, I always felt it didn't look quite right with like the blur that's inherent to like modern TVs. The whole sample and hold blur. But like when I finally saw that combined with black frame insertion, it like comes really close to recreating that feel of a CRT. And honestly, on OLED, the black levels are better than a CRT because it's not. CRTs are always kind of, the black levels kind of gray depending on how much ambient light is in the room, and I think the colors are better on OLED. So there can be plenty of advantages. Plus, I mean, you never know how long the CRT will hold out. You can put a few less hours on your CRT by playing sometimes on a modern
becoming
TV.
the bad guy.
I mean, I have to admit, sometimes I've actually like when I was playing like a 3-player game, I like had a CRT on, and my friends were over, in front of the OLED, and I was sitting in front of the CRT,
Man.
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play, watching the CRT since I'm sitting next to it, and like I didn't even realize it. Like we were like several levels in, and I just realized like, wait, I'm looking at the OLED. I've got the CRT on for nothing. Like my eye just immediately went to the bigger screen, the bigger, brighter screen. So, it's up to you if you think you would gravitate toward playing your retro games on your OLED or not. I honestly probably do play retro stuff on the OLED more often than not. Like the CRTs are more like, more like a special treat. It's kind of like, oh, I'm going to play on the CRTs tonight, But most of the time, I'm just like, I want to, kick the recliner up and lay back,
All right, so here's how I've always done it. It's R X X Y.
Is this going to screw you up now? Having been playing for a little while?
No, not at all. LAB.
Oh, we got a $5 from Ty Drewski, or maybe that TY is thank you, Drewski, which is what I'm supposed to be saying. Thank you, Drewski. Saying love the content. Was curious if either of you have looked into the 8BitDo N64 controller mod with the Hall effect joystick. I got one and I'm enjoying it, but would like to hear y'all's thoughts.
I saw that.
I'm not familiar with that at all, to tell you the truth.
That's like the new DIY kit that they have, and I haven't.
Is it meant for going in like the Nintendo Switch Online controller or something? What does it go into?
It goes into like the real system controller.
Oh, it goes to a real controller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
it like a wireless mod or just a stick mod?
It's just a stick mod.
Oh, okay. I was totally unaware of that. I mean, I would be curious to try that because, N64 stick, man, it's tough to get right. Anything other than like a real original N64 controller is like guilty until proven innocent with P. Because you know, that range of movement is pretty seldomly replicated in a satisfactory way to me. So yeah, is this something you can just get on like Amazon? I'm gonna look that up.
The mod, yeah.
I am curious. How long has it been out?
Not that long. I've been slowly like, you know, I got one of the N64 blue retro adapters, and I've been getting like the Humble Bazooka blue retro adapters from Stone Age Gamer whenever they have been available. I got one for the 3DO, and there's a Saturn one coming.
Oh, you can actually get like their custom Rumble Pack thing with this. What is that? It's like kind of weird looking. Oh, it's got this Rumble Pack. Oh, it's got a Rumble Pack with like home buttons and like I guess it's like a USB-C rechargeable Rumble Pack.
But I'm just using the N64 or the Nintendo Online controller with the Blue Retro controller, which has the Rumble Pack built into that controller too.
So this says, at least on the 8-Bit Bill website, it says it ships July 5th. I can't find it on Amazon. So maybe it's not out yet.
Do I have to really do this?
Huh.
I just want to play arcade mode.
I'll admit I'm curious. So it looks like it comes with a replacement PCB as well. Huh. Oh, is the Rumble Pack a wireless transmitter? Maybe? Because it does look like it's turning into a wireless controller.
Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue.
Yeah, I mean, this one is actually showing it being used with Switch. So I wonder if there's one that you can actually use with an original N64.
Oh, that's right. Don't they like make it seem like Ken is like on the run from the law? Like they've who's the guy from Streets of Rage?
According to the announcement,
They made him look all Axel. They Axel stoned Ken Masters.
Man, talk about pathetic.
Right, what did they do to Axel?
They Axel stoned Ken Masters.
I don't get it.
Because like Axel in Streets of Rage 4 is like all like hobo and like
lets
himself go and whatever. And I think in this, or didn't he like go to jail or something like that?
I don't remember. I mean, I think you're thinking Cody went to jail.
I was being framed for terrorism.
Well, Ken's been framed for terrorism.
Well, is Ken going to be all scruffy like?
Yeah. They Axel stoned him. Look at him.
I'm not seeing it.
Go back to the
He
way
doesn't
they
look
were.
scruffy there. Okay, now he looks scruffy.
My reason for fighting has been totally flipped on its head.
We like to be called vagabonds. Yeah.
USA.
His hair doesn't look like bananas anymore, at least. Oh, Guile's got a goatee.
Bananas?
In Street Fighter V, Ken's hair looked like bananas.
Okay.
No, seriously, you got to look it up. Look at.
I'm going to look it up. Wow, look at Guile's goatee. That's kind of funny. So you're
What was that?
see, like, the graphics look so much better in this mode.
Yeah.
That flag in the background looks pretty good. The way it's blowing.
Ooh. I like the colors.
Okay, I'm gonna look up Ken Street Fighter 5.
On the character select screen. His hair looks like bananas.
His hair does look like banana. Like, I'm not even looking at the character select screen. His hair looks like banana.
Doesn't it? Look at the character select.
like it literally looks like he's got like the Sephiroth thing going on with like the two little pointy things, but they're just banana. made out of
See that parry right there? I never parry on purpose. Banana Ken.
Is there a word for that? Like you see it in like Japanese character designs all the time, where like they have like the two like
Bananas.
the two bananas that come out the front of their.
Oh, they gotta do the fist. They gotta do the fist bump, right? They're gonna do the fist bump. They gotta do the fist bump every time.
It's the Sephiroth thing.
Come on. Come on. Ah, no fist bump.
Well, maybe they're not friends anymore.
No, they'll never not be friends. I don't want to live in a
I
world
honestly-
where Ken and Ryu are not friends.
I mean, honestly, I could not have told you if they are friends or not.
No, they're like they train together. Like they're like best friends. And I love it. Like in every single game, they always like do like a fist bump. Like it's all about, you know, just like seeing who's like the best. Like Ryu's headband is in Street Fighter Alpha. Ken had long hair, and he had it like tied in a. He had like the bottom of his ponytail like was tied into a little. The bottom of his hair was like tied into a ponytail, and it was red. And he like hurt him when they were fighting, and he took it off and he gave it to him to like cover his bleeding, stop his bleeding. And he's like worn it ever since.
I keep clicking on different images on Google image search with banana hair Ken, and I can't get over how bad it looks. Like, it's a really bad character design. Like, it's
Why can I not?
like, maybe I'm starting to understand why people didn't like Street Fighter 5. It actually kind of doesn't look that good now that I
Maybe that's
think about it. I mean, I know, not that I ever saw that much of it, but it's good that they seem to have found their footing on modern Street Fighter with this one. You know?
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in the new Tekken? Or I don't know.
I've never been like a big Tekken.
Yeah. Like what fighting series would follow Street Fighter for you?
Like in
your rankings. Like, I know Street Fighter has to be your favorite fighting.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least Street Fighter 2 is your favorite fighting game, right?
USA.
Like Mortal Kombat, maybe?
I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of anything that would come close, really.
I mean, you know, I won't lie. Like, I've actually been kind of... Mortal Kombat's kind of been on my mind lately and thinking about, like, you know, like... I could see myself playing some of the more recent Mortal Kombat games just for the story mode.
Look at that. This version of Ken
Yeah,
is your favorite? Yeah, I do.
You trash that. Yeah, it seems like a
I do like how he
fine
looks.
Ken.
Gotta do this.
I gotta do this.
I'm not gonna lose.
Aaron Monato says, so people like even numbered entries in this series and not odd numbered entries. Seems basically true. Although I think Street Fighter 3 has been reevaluated and is like now considered good.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Ooh, she can do like a.
the Karnov mode is like a whole different game, basically. Like
Yeah.
like it's crazy how much better this looks. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
With like
it's
real
quite nice.
stages, right?
Yeah.
Someone saying earlier, I should make like a tournament room or whatever. For
Remember
other
when
people
I
to
tried to
have.
do that when we did that Virtual Fighter 5 stream and it just it did not go well.
Oh!
I think something about that functionality was like broken at the time anyway.
Not good enough.
Oh!
What are the green meters under the health?
I don't know. Is that like? Not like your guard meter, is it?
Or do you have a special?
There's like so much stuff. I'm sure if I went into like the training mode, it would explain. But or somebody in the chat could explain. Like, what is the green meter?
Ugh.
I feel like there's not any. Whoa. Oh. Okay. I had no idea how I did that. Oh man.
Says the
Dang.
online code in Street Fighter 6 has been amazing thus far.
Really?
Good to hear. I feel like anytime a big online game comes out, it's always just like, ugh, bad net code.
Okay, so the green meter is for EX moves, drive rush, and drive parry cancels.
Nice shot.
Dingus Glurt says the greatest how ripe your banana hair is.
Fighting still makes you feel alive.
Is this guy like the boss for this game?
How true.
Nishal?
Oh yeah, so I saw a picture of this guy
Oh, what happened in Nishal?
and at first I thought he was like a character creator character.
This guy
Because
right
his-
here?
Yeah, because his outfit is like pretty much just Apollo Justice.
It's JP.
Gotta do this. Come on.
So I was like, oh, someone made this big buff old guy and bought Apollo Justice clothes for him. Because I'm like, oh sure. Like I could see them having
He's tough.
I could see them having like Phoenix Wright and Resident Evil outfits in the game. Sure, why not? But then it turns out, oh, this guy's just wearing Apollo Justice's vest and pants for no reason because he's just a character.
If I make a tournament room, does it let me watch other people's fights? Or did they all happen at the same time, basically?
JP is Saruman reincarnate.
Basically.
Is Saruman Apollo Justice? Oh, I noticed you got his got his spiffy red pants quite dirty.
Yeah, there's battle damage in this, which is a big deal, I guess. Oh man.
All those banners in the background are pretty elaborate looking.
Yeah, it's a good looking game. Jeez, I don't even understand how I'm doing that, but I'm doing it. Oh.
Oh yeah, Karnov does need those red pants. Do you think those pants are too fine for Karnov, or would you accept them if they were what you could get?
The reason those names JP is because his alias first and last names are always J and P. That's a very astute observation. Oh, his alias is first and last names.
So where do you see his aliases?
Yeah. The whole thing is like, Ken's just been drinking out of this coffee cup. He's carried the same coffee cup around the entire time.
What should I do?
It's too bad these are just,
I just don't know.
you know,
Yeah.
very simple drawn scenes and no like.
Okay,
no, like,
so that must
actual
be.
cutscenes.
You must have to like play like the longer arcade modes.
Oh, that's a short mode.
Yeah, you can choose how many levels you want it to be.
So I guess they don't have like. It's too bad. I guess if they don't have like cutscenes, because like that was the only reason I ever played any fighting games back in the like PS1 days. Is I wanted to see like the FMVs for each character.
Oh, that's cool. It has like this artwork from, I guess, like
Street Fighter Mega Edition. Is that like a Mega Man version of Chun-Li? What is that?
I think it's just like fans or commissioned art or something like that.
Special artwork.
Oh, that's like kind of a classic look right there.
Oh, yeah.
I just unlocked so many of these things.
Good.
It's $5 from Mega X6. Oh, that's a classic. Thank you, Mega X6, saying what games this year have been the one you find yourself playing in between the big ones, the one you keep going back to and playing over and over. I feel like I haven't really had anything like that off the top of my head, but I did play some Demon's Tilt today, and I think that's going to be a big one for me.
Oh.
The,
What's that for?
What's that? I have
What's
the
that
PS4
for?
version, but like there's a Switch version you can get on.
It's
Amazon.
a new version of it, right?
What?
A new version of Demon's Tilt?
No, I mean Demon's Tilt is it's a pinball game.
Right. I know that, but like, isn't
There's a new Switch version, yes, but it's the same thing. I just have the PS4 version.
I mean, you know, I was actually just playing the new main story content in
Maybe Cammy. I love her redesign in this.
in Final Fantasy 14. You know, kind of between Zelda and Final Fantasy 16. So I was like, oh, I should play that before Final Fantasy 16 comes out.
Don't worry yourself, Uni. I'm doing just fine over here.
Well, I certainly hope you sometimes get so focused on your work that you.
So I did that, but like in general, like I don't have like I don't
What is it?
like go back to like
Oh, it's nothing.
specific games a lot, since like most of the games that I play aren't like so much like, you know, fighting games or racing games or something like that. Like it's mostly like games that you play through. So like I don't like usually have like go-to games quite in that sense, I would say. But I guess Final Fantasy 14 is as close of a thing as there is, since they do, you know, periodically release new content like that. Speaking of which, this is interesting. I guess I'm unsure if this is possibly something that has ever been spoken aloud in Final Fantasy before, but I guess there is a potentially official pronunciation of something from Final Fantasy long ago, or at least official as far as 14 is concerned, because we have seen that pronunciations can be inconsistent between Final Fantasies, such as Rama and Ramu. Rama was said in 15 and Ramu is said in 14. But if anyone cares about not particulars, but vague, a particular Final Fantasy game that the post-Endwalker storyline references heavily. So the latest expansion draws like a lot of inspiration from Final Fantasy IV. Endwalker has a lot of Final Fantasy IV adjacent things. You know, it kind of recycles some names and stuff from it, but especially like the post Endwalker content, the kind of the bridge storyline that runs between Endwalker and whatever the next expansion will be. That is actually quite heavy on especially heavy on Final Fantasy IV stuff, to the point where so like Final Fantasy 14 has this whole setup where there are 13 other worlds that were like, I think it's like 10,000 years ago, do cataclysmic events were the original world, and like actually figuring out how to actually get to the different worlds is like kind of a big part of the current story. And the world that that takes place in is like, it's not the world of Final Fantasy IV, but it has a lot of the same things, like the Four Fiends. It's got Golbez, it's got the moon. It has a lot of Final Fantasy IV remix music. It's not the world of Final Fantasy IV, but it's like, you know, what if that world was like totally destroyed? Yeah. So anyway, the latest patch, which I assume is going to be the last one. It might not be the last before the next expansion, but it's like the next one is clearly going to be like the end of the Final Fantasy IV stuff. And Zeromus was revealed at the very end, but they have an interesting Zeromus.
Oh, okay.
But the pronunciation is rather interesting. It's Zeromus.
Oh.
Which is I can accept that better than Cecil.
Yeah.
Or you can make all sorts of different faces on the characters on the versus screen.
Oh, really?
Were you like hitting buttons like her face was changing?
Oh.
But yeah, like I don't know, like is that canonical only for Final Fantasy 14 or the whole series? Because like I don't know, would Zeromus's name have ever even been said out loud in the?
I don't think so.
In like 4DS, because like I'm thinking of the original script. Like, was Zeromus's name even mentioned outside of just like being on the battle HUD? I mean, maybe. I want to say.
Beginning operation.
Whoa.
I'd say that Zangief's body hair looks more convincing than the created character body hair. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if that would have ever been said out loud in the Final Fantasy 4DS. Like, I think there is a line, at least in the original, where he's like, I am hatred, blah, 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 Zeromus. Or maybe Zeromus. I don't know. So I don't know if that would... I've never played the DS version before.
Hair is borderline banana shape. Cammy's hair?
So Dr. Claus 77 says how Tri said just now is how we used to say it. Zeromus. I mean, I would assume in Japanese it would be like something like Zeromasu. Zeromasu. So, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but like the word is like, I mean, it's weird because I mean, Zeromus is like derived from Zemus.
Right.
Zemus. I'm not sure how you would say it, I guess. I've always said Zemus. But I could believe Zemus. So, I mean, but, you know, I always thought the Zeromus was always supposed to be like a reference to zero, right?
Let's see.
But, yeah, Zeromus. There you go.
Dang.
I should like look up a long play or something of the DS version and see if at the beginning of the final battle if it says Zeromus.
Old Zangief.
Zangief?
Yeah, that's what we used to call him, Zangief.
that smoke coming out of his nostril. Oh man, you are not looking well.
Yeah.
Kimmy's got a bit of banana on the front of her hair.
I know, but she's always had that. But it's not. Doesn't look like a. It
doesn't look like literal bananas with like actual volume.
Yeah.
like Ken's Street Fighter 5 hair is totally like there is like fruit flesh inside those chunks of hair. Is that what you call the inside of a banana? Is it flesh? I don't know.
Fruit flesh?
I don't know. I'm just trying to say that Ken's banana hair has like volume to it. And Cammy's thing is like it's all stuck together, but it's like it's not thick like that banana hair.
Man. Two attacks. I'm like 90% dead.
Are you playing the same difficulty?
Yeah.
Is it just that you're not as good with Cammy as you are with Ken?
Yeah.
I mean, do the characters feel basically like you know them?
Kinda, yeah. I gotta figure out how to do like that. Jeez, just right out of the bat, right out of the gate. He's just like, I walk right into it. Okay, so I show something I need. So super
Killer
arts.
bee
Okay.
spin. Aerial killer bee spin.
You notice that her special move when she does that. Her jump kick is called Cannon Spike, and she's a character in the game Cannon Spike.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
No, I've played Cannon Spike, but I can't remember who all's in it. Has that move always been called Cannon Spike, I wonder?
Yes. She says it in Super Street Fighter 2.
Oh, so she is wholly responsible for the name of the game Cannon Spike then.
Yes.
Nice shawl. May I help you?
Oh, it's your boy JP.
There he is.
I heard there may be some leads here.
I mean, I don't really care what's happening in the storyline here. I just want to see JP's beard clipping through his cape or his whatever it is. Yeah, it's like a cape.
Why do you have psycho power?
I mean, it's kind of a cape. I'd call that a cape.
I saw someone comment earlier that I need to just stop jumping so much, but it's really tough to undo like years, like actually like decades of like the way I played it. So the way I've played fighting games, because I've never really played any of them super extensively outside of 2.
I mean, I could see myself jumping a lot and just be like, because I'm not really necessarily talking about fighting games, but just like games in general. Like, I'm not especially good at like blocking and countering and stuff like that. I'm also like not good at keeping myself closed to attack. So I could see myself jumping around a lot in a game like this if I, actually took to playing a game like this. Maybe that's why Soul Calibur is good for me, because you can't jump in it. I would probably be jumping all the time. It's good.
Ugh.
Has
Jeez.
anyone else in the stream gone down quality? I mean, you can set it to quality manually if you want to. Just set to 1080p 60. Mine's still on 1080p.
Oof. Oh, they made it seem like he was gonna like step on her face.
I think what it is about Soul Calibur that just makes it easier for me to deal with is the weapons. Like,
Beginning operation.
like when everyone in a game is punch kick, like it's harder for me to like see like what distinguishes them. And it's easier for me to like connect to like, okay, this person uses this weapon, this person uses that weapon. I think that's a big part of what does it for me with Soul Calibur.
No problems. Got to press on.
The next video I think is gonna be, you haven't said what it is, but
It's just kind of like a fun little one-off thing. Don't expect much, and like honestly, like I've been having trouble getting it to run with certain things that I was like hoping to do it with. So it's gonna turn into more of an ad-lib video. Like John and I are both been like working with this thing a little bit.
oh, John's gonna be good.
Yeah, I was just having trouble like really coming up with enough content. So there's like these like these XR glasses that people have like been I've seen like talked about, and the thing is like I can hook it up to, it has like a dock with an HDMI input and a USB-C power delivery thing. And this is like not even something I would normally have ever like thought about doing a video of, but John like had a pair of them in this dock when he was when he came to the States back in April. And he's like, oh, you got to check this out. Never got a chance to check it out, but like literally right after he left, the company that makes them sent an email saying like, hey, would you be interested in looking at these?
Got away from me.
And it's not something I would ever have like considered if it wasn't for him saying you should check them out. So I was like, okay, yeah. And
Found no answers.
I mean, it's okay.
More things
They're okay,
in and around
but so it has a dock, right? And it has a USB-C power delivery on it, so you can hook up a switch to it. And they're set at glasses. They look like sunglasses, right? And it has a USB-C connection to it. And it like displays like a big screen in front of you through the glasses. And it's like really something you just kind of got to see to understand. There's no way I can show it on camera, for one
course they
thing.
can.
Like exactly what I'm seeing. But what I did find out is that using that USB-C, if you have a Mister that has a USB-C power supply, capable power supply on it, such as like the Retro Castles one, I can like make a portable Mister out of it.
Which is pretty crazy.
You just like plug the Mister into it, and
you can literally
and
walk
like
down
a little
the street
like a
Mister.
short little HDMI cable and a USB-C to USB-C cable. Plug it into this thing, you put the glasses on, and you just like have a portable Mister.
Forgive
Which
me.
is like going to be like the main
I
thing that
understand
this
myself.
video's kind of even about.
This fight
Yeah.
is just
I mean, it's just like it's not something I would never have done a video
to all of us. I will succeed.
on something like this ever, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for John saying, hey, this thing's pretty cool. Like I played it, like I used to play my Switch on the plane all the way over here. And I don't know, it's just like it's something I would never even have considered doing, but it's yes. I mean they're kind of expensive, and it's like it is in no way, I don't think it's not like probably worth like what they cost unless you have like a specific use case for them. Like this is not that.
Yeah.
It's basically me taking this thing and saying like, how can I bend it to the will of like what I would want out of something like this?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were joking about it a few weeks ago where we're like, let's
For play.
test all these things that were never designed to be used with this or with other devices. What was it? We were laughing about.
Yeah.
We were laughing about something.
Like that's just like a screen capture from Street Fighter. Oh yeah, Street Fighter 5. I can make a room. Can I make a private room here?
While you consider doing that, there was a 11 Canadian from Super Fox 5. Thank you. Saying another contribution from me. Got some polarity reversal cables soldered and got a PS2 Slim AC adapter working on 2 Genesis consoles. Also got an X Station modded by myself and enjoying the benefits. X Station is indeed very beneficial. Oh, and just now, $4.99 from Dingus Glurt. Thank you. Saying today I was driving home and broke a crown while biting a corn nut. Reached to pull the piece out and ended up rear-ending on someone. Happy Father's Day. Oh gosh.
Corn nut. That's it's not another reason they have.
Oh man, that's just like, oh.
Okay, so if I do this and I create a room,
That's terrible. I'm
This
very
18,
sorry.
those
That
618.
was a bad sequence of events. And I am so sorry to hear that.
wait, my name is Karnov. Can I change my name?
Oh, that's actually kind of great. I kind of like that.
Okay. Passcode, privacy, all. Oh, is that invite only, or how do I need to do this? Okay, let me just figure out how to do this. Okay,
Are there unlockable
Create room.
characters from this? Is that still a thing, or is it all just DLC anymore?
I don't know. All right. Privacy. Oh, privacy private. Can I just do private? How do I can make a room with a password? Okay, so but how do people find that room without like having me as a friend or whatever? I mean, the information is there. You didn't find us the last time. Okay. Research. You gotta search for Karnov. I'm sorry.
I think that's kind of great, actually.
It does. It does have a password. The password is today's date.
Very clever. Wait, what exactly is? I mean, is it 61823?
0618.
0618. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Not that I'll be
You have it
joining.
set to public instead of. You have to. You have. Oh, you have
Well,
to
it
set
says
it.
private right there.
I think I have to set it to be a public room that has.
Oh, with a public room with a code, which sounds weird, but whatever.
Privacy all? Is that public? Spectating public. All.
I guess that means all people can get in with the code.
All right, let's see if that works. I mean, if I... Oh, there we go.
Got some people joining. I wonder if you can actually like get a full 16 room with the people watching now. Do enough
Coury
people own-
Carlson.
You think enough people own?
Oh, that's cool. So I can like
Street
watch.
Fighter Is
Oh, you're gonna
is
destroy
there-
me. I can't wait.
Can you only play with other PS5 people?
I have no
Like,
idea.
I wonder if you can play against like PS4 people.
See, I use Jury, or is it what is her name? Is it Jury? I used her a bunch in yeah, I used her a bunch in 4. She was probably my favorite new character from that game.
This character is new to me.
Oh crap!
Oh, the game is crossplay. So can you do Xbox versus PS5? I didn't
My buttons are all.
I didn't
jammed
know that
again.
Sony had actually come around to that. Also, that is a big snake.
That's- my buttons are messed up. Do I have like?
Really? Wow.
I don't have the classic. I have like the. I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't carry everything over.
Why would it be different for online? Yeah.
I don't know what buttons are what. I can't change it.
I wonder if you can change it once you're out of the battle.
Yeah, I can't pause it. You have to change the controls with every character.
What? Wait, what? That is bizarre. Oh, look at the Blanca costume.
Where?
Over on the far left side, there's a guy in a
I can't
Blanca
do anything
mascot
here. I have
costume.
no idea what is what here. It pushes you towards modern, but I don't want modern. I want what I know.
What's the main difference with modern? Is that like the auto combo one? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I was doing.
I'm sad you didn't notice the
Let me see if I
Blanca.
can.
So you have to. But wait, but you already did it. You already did it for Ken. If you have to change for every character. Oh, there's a button to apply to all characters.
Okay, hang on.
But you already did it for Ken, so I don't understand. Maybe like, did it not apply to this mode for some reason? That's so dumb.
How do I update? There we go. Urgh.
Hover over Ken and hit triangle.
Okay, how do I just turn off?
There's a one that says copy.
I know, but I'm
Copy.
saying like edit.
Now this does seem needlessly complicated. Why would classic be blacked out?
Yeah.
Maybe because you set custom. I don't know. Switch in the previous menu to change from modern to classic.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But you don't just want classic. You want like a custom setup, right? Yeah, this
Okay,
does seem
so-
like a complex UI.
How do I apply it to all here? Copy
That's
just
good.
lets me duplicate it here.
Oh, we got a 499 from Alex Gavin saying Happy Father's Day. Might have missed this talk, but did you
Thank you.
guys play the FF16 demo? I think
No,
it sold
I
me.
specifically went out of my way. Ooh, we got some pixel.
Yeah, but he says, I think it sold me. Haven't finished one of those games since 10. I've not played it. I was definitely tempted, but it's like,
Oh,
you know, it's coming out in
Got
just
it.
a few days. I've got pre-ordered. I'm definitely getting it day one. I'm going to be quite busy this week, so I'm not 100% sure I'll start it. Although I would like to. I would like to start right away. I mean, I'll definitely start it next week if I don't start it this week, but
I'm gonna be
hopefully.
traveling for work, so I won't be able to start it on day one.
I think it comes out Thursday, which is a really weird day. But yeah, I heard that. Oh, look at that
Yeah,
pixel pin. Those faces. I heard that pre-orders increased significantly when the demo went on. Like someone said something like, I
Oh,
was talking.
oh,
Someone who said they saw.
that was good.
Oh, this is like a classic stage with the elephants and stuff.
Yeah, this is Duddleson stage. Ooh.
But I saw someone say something like they saw like it said like you have 100 and some friends who play this game,
nice
you know,
comeback.
for referring to the demo, and then like all of those people like had pre-ordered it or something. But yeah, I hear the demo's good. I hear it's good.
Ooh, what was that?
But yeah, I'm just gonna wait at this point. I have not seen anything on the game in quite some time. Been trying to not look at recent trailers and stuff. So yeah.
Man.
Chocobos aren't safe. I mean, you know, I've had mixed feelings, or not really even mixed feelings. I'll just say I don't like it. How, gosh, when did this start to become an issue?
What?
Well, like, chocobos used to represent safety, right? Like, enemies could not attack you when you were on a chocobo. Like, that was the reason to rent a chocobo, was so you could go on the world map and not get into fights, right? Like Final Fantasy 11, that was extremely important in that. See the Blanca?
Oh, over there on the side, yeah.
You know, that's very important in Final Fantasy 11 because, I mean, you can get aggroed like crazy in it. But can you get hit while on a chocobo in 12? I feel like maybe you can. That Blanca is great. Well, like in 14, like if you know, if an enemy is, you know, of a level that would aggro your level, then it will also do it on a chocobo. Not that it's not easy to run away, but like I still feel like the safety of being on a chocobo should be sacred.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed that the self-shadowing looked rather bad on the, you know,
Nice.
Karnov mode. I don't know what it's actually called. I'll just call it the Karnov mode.
Oh, the
I
World Tour mode.
haven't particularly noticed here, but the graphics are like way better in this mode overall.
Oh. Tanked it. This is so much better looking than 5. I just like that it's kind of, you know, it's like a good mix of like a cartoon, but also like not.
Yeah.
Because the other, like looking back at 6 or at 5, it's pretty cartoony looking, but this is like not. It has a cartoon aesthetic, but it's not so much so that it looks silly, you know.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who's not a Street Fighter fan. You know, I looked at 5 originally and was like, oh, you know, that's a cool art style. So, but again, I'm not the person to judge it. But, but yeah, now that I look up Banana Hair Ken, and it's like, oh, maybe Street Fighter 5 really did look bad.
Good game.
Dirty J entered the room.
All right, I'm gonna take on Lodo again. See if I can do any better than I did last time. I do like. I need to experiment with some of the other characters. I like Jury a lot in 4.
You tend to, in general, though, I think, gravitate toward the Mario type character, right? Like
Yeah, but I mean, I've always played Ken since 2.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, in general, in games, like you often kind of just like the middle of the road sort of like you know, series mascot. Like even not even fighting games, but just like, for example, like in the Ease games, I get the impression you play as characters who aren't addle as little as possible.
Yes, exactly. I'm doing like worse than I did with like the wrong controls.
Maybe they
Lodo
took
was
sympathy
going
on you
easy
for
on me
having the wrong
before, saying like,
control.
oh, he's got
assuming, you know, because I'm assuming whoever is playing Jury is watching the stream.
Yeah. As long as I'm not getting perfected, I'm okay. I can't believe it just says Karnov as my name there, though.
I mean, I love that. Coury Carlson.
I'm gonna try some other characters. Battle settings.
Jury seems to have a bit of a like a
Should we try Blanca?
unhinged vibe.
Oh yeah, Jury. Yeah.
She seems kind of like a Harley Quinn.
Whew. Dawson looks like disgusting.
That's good.
His waist looks disgusting.
Oh wow! Okay. I didn't know Duddleson was like old. Like he looks very old.
Oh yeah, he's. I'm gonna try Chun-Li. Ooh, can I so I can spectate these other matches. That's cool.
Oh, that's nice. There was a $10 super chat from 60 FPS.
Oh.
Thank you. Saying, okay to update LGC1 firmware. I don't know. I was actually talking to someone about this recently. And I don't know if any conclusions were made. I don't know. You know, I have never connected it to the internet. I updated it with firmware that I knew was good because someone ran all the time sleuth tests that I needed before I bought. And I updated to the same firmware they had. I was able to download the firmware off of the LG website. And I never connected it to the internet because if you connect those LG TVs to the internet, and there's an update available, even if you like have it off of auto update, they still won't stop asking you to update the TV. And so I'm just like, well, I'll do my streaming through, you know, external hardware, and I'm just never connecting this thing to the internet because I no longer had trust anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I like to believe it would be okay, because my guess that's based on nothing more than really just what Ace and our Patreon Discord has speculated, that some of those issues might be more related to the like the chips, the hardware that is available to manufacturers for
Lodo was
newer TVs.
Got sick of dominating everybody and was like, I'm out of here.
But anyway, I don't know. Those issues could potentially be a hardware thing, or it could not. So I don't know. I do not know if it's okay to update. I wish I could give you an answer on that, but I ain't gonna be the one risking my C1. And not many people out there are running the you know, complete bonkers nutso tests that I do. So yeah, wish I could tell you more. There was $5 from Robert Hernandez. Thank you. Again. Saying I must be the only one who thinks Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 6 look the same. Bring back the Street Fighter Alpha 3 aesthetic. Retro games greater than modern games. I mean, I do wish like a company would have the guts to just
Well, I mean,
make a new entry in a long-standing series, and it's pixel art, you know?
well, listen. The problem is if it's pixel art, it just like gets so expensive at this resolution. If you want to see what it will look like, look up sprites from King of Fighters 13. There's a reason why they had the Switch. I mean, it's gorgeous. King of Fighters 13 is amazing looking. Like, it is crazy good looking. But it's so, like, elaborate that it's almost impossible to do that. I mean, like, you should look up KOF 13.
I mean, is it on Neo Geo or
No, it's on
it's not.
PS3
that's
and
way past Neo Geo.
360.
Yeah.
Seriously, like look up, see if you can look it up. It's gorgeous looking. But the problem is though is that it was so expensive that they just couldn't afford
Yeah,
to
but
do
I
it.
mean, you don't have to. They don't have to be like that resolution though. Like they could.
I mean, they're gonna have to probably to like have any kind of like market penetration.
I guess. I mean, what's the Arc System Works game? What was it? A Blaze
Oh yeah,
Blue game?
the Guilty Gear.
That does like the keyframed animations with no tweens.
Right. I'm gonna try. I'll try. I'm gonna try Gwilly, but
Gwilly. Is that based on something you've heard?
no, not at all.
Heard anyone ever say?
Whoa!
Gwilly?
This is insane, guys.
What?
How do you even play that? I think it's just like catching up
Oh,
to like the point it was in the match. Like that's fun.
what? Why are there Roman gladiators in the background?
Well, there's that one character that looks like she's like a Roman gladiator.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
Why does this exist
like a
in
new
Street
character.
Fighter? It doesn't feel like a place
Because
that,
you know, it's just they've embraced the fantastical nature of the world, I guess.
There was also a 199 from Jepicondyle saying, "This is making me want to buy Karnov." I mean, you should. It's a cheap NES game, and you know what? It ain't as bad as people make it out to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, it feels kind of bad at first, but if you stick with it, you realize like, oh, like this isn't that bad. I can beat it. It's beatable. It seems bad at first though. I'm not saying it's great, but it's cheap and it's Karnov. Why not? Zangief there looks like he's trying out to be a part of Muscle Bomber, the body explosion. There was also a $2 super chat from Rent Optional.
Like you just see like the head nod.
Huh?
No, no, just like the.
Or the faces. Optional was asking, has Street Fighter gotten too complicated for new players? I mean, I'm under the impression that's actually a big part of the reason why this one has been a success is because it's got like the new.
Yeah, they've done a lot to try to make it so that it's accessible to people. Probably they haven't played it in a long time.
Or have never played it because like a huge part of, you know, the console gaming market, like they were born like well after Street Fighter was like a really big deal, right? You know?
Yeah.
So I am under the impression a big part of why this game has seemed like such a win for Capcom is because it's pleasing for old and new players alike. So I mean, you know, I
like how that feels, that flash kick. I like that it almost like you can do like a cancel into it.
I like all the flags dangling. I noticed the big flag in the front, but I didn't notice the ones in the background. Like, those are all really neat looking,
Dang.
too. Man. Man, I think Ryu just did a fatality on you.
Basically.
Oh, wow. I don't understand how you're alive.
I gotta figure out how to do this
then-
stuff. Like those, aren't they like focus moves or something like that in 4? Where you could just kind of tank through an attack. I mean, this is like literally my first time. Today is my first time playing. So there's like a whole bunch of stuff that I do not know yet. But this is I could see myself like doing this a whole bunch, like playing a few matches each night.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like in our Discord, we should just get like I wonder if we could have like a perpetual room that just like, oh, I didn't mean to request a rematch, but I guess I did. I wonder if that's something you could have, is like a perpetual like. I was gonna say, you're gonna taunt me here.
There was a 499 from Madonna Sheehy.
Oh,
thank you. Saying, when's the last time you guys have stayed awake playing games until the sun came up?
Oh my gosh.
Happy stream and happy summer.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. But I guess that's.
I would say, I mean, probably Sonic 06 when I did that backloggery 24-hour marathon stream.
Yeah, I mean, when we did the marathon streams, like on the channel, like years ago, we did that one.
Yeah, so
was probably the last
Panzer
time.
Dragoon Orta. I can't remember whether Sonic 06 or Panzer Dragoon Orta came first. It was probably Panzer Dragoon Orta. Or actually, I think by that point I was playing Resident Evil Dead Aim.
Okay, so if I hit punch,
By the time it's thinking
hard
about-
punch and hard kick, I will tank through stuff like that. Okay.
Outside of a marathon, though, probably the last time might have been Final Fantasy 11, like way back. Not like the second round of Final Fantasy 11 I
Willie.
did with the backloggery people between like 2010 and 2012, 2013. Like my original stint in like, I guess it would have been 04, 05. Like I remember very specifically there was like,
Oh, here we go again. Oh.
there was a weekend where like I stayed up until like 3 one night, and then 4 the next night, 5 the next night. I can't remember if I ever got to 6. I feel like I did. I feel like I like went to bed at like 6 a.m. playing Final Fantasy 11 at least once, if not twice.
Wait, when?
Back in college.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like
Have you ever done anything like that? Like played till like 6 a.m. or so?
Yeah, I mean, of course I have. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't want to. If I did do that, I don't want to like go through like the whole day following that like that, you know. and like dealing with.
Well, I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Yeah. I want to see these Diamond and Platinum fight each other here really quick. I feel like this is probably a good fight. But I mean, like, I don't want to like explain it to my wife. Like, I just did this.
Well, sure.
And she'd be like, "Oh, I guess you're useless for the entire day then." You know?
Yeah, I think when my backloggery friends and I beat Shadow Lord in Final Fantasy 11. There's like this week in France where like basically the entire country is like off. Like it's just I mean, I guess someone has to work because what would the people who have off do when they go on vacation? But at least like, I don't know, like office workers or something. I don't know how it goes, but there's a week in France where like just everyone is on vacation in the summer. I think it's in August. And one of our, friends that was, part of our Final Fantasy 11 group, he lives in France. And the reason we were pushing to beat the Shadow Lord before he went off, well, because he would be gone for a while, and we were like, well, we think we're ready. Like, let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. Because like that was because like our whole thing was like, oh, we want to mark Final Fantasy 11 off our backloggery, and beating Shadow Lord was like the base storyline. So we felt like if we went at least that far, we could like call the game beat. Of course, we did later on go do the other expansions, but we really wanted to beat it before he was on vacation, and it took longer than we expected. And I think it was like, we were like staying up to like 2 a.m. celebrating. We went to the secret beach at Valkurm. Final Fantasy 11 players know what I'm talking about with. You go have a party at the secret beach, go dance and set off fireworks at the secret beach. You know what I'm talking about. And we were there, and we actually rarely played like on Skype or anything. It was before Discord days. We rarely played with voice chat, but like for that event, we did do voice chat. And while we're off having our party at the secret beach, we heard his alarm clock going off in France, because he had one last day of work before vacation, and we're like, oh man, we're so sorry. He had to go to work with no sleep.
Man, Dirty J is like intense. Super
Dang.
good at this.
Who in the chat is Dirty J? Do we have a Dirty J in the house? I'm really curious how they do those like end of fight freeze frames. Like, is the camera position like so precise every time that they can just like then cut to like a hand-drawn version, or is it actually like drawing it like a cel-shaded version like from that pose?
It's probably
like,
yeah. It's just like a filter, man. Like Duddleson is like a horror movie.
Whoa, was his leg just like all twisty?
Oh, that's like what his thing is.
I guess. I've not really seen him in action a whole lot over the years, I guess.
I mean, there's is that still called the Yoga Noogie?
The Yoga Noogie?
Yeah. Have they've already said have they said what the next 4 characters are going to be? See, the reason I decided to do this, like one of the reasons I decided to get this is because, you know, like 5, they only had they released new versions in like discs for it, but they never. I think that they always had like that basic version on disc, and everything else has just like been patches and DLC.
Code.
I mean, I almost debated for a second there, saying like, well,
Whoa. His like non-existent belly like inflated like a balloon.
yeah,
I don't like it.
you know, I was like, it's almost like, almost wanted to get it digital because it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? But you know, like
can't do that for a $60 or $70 game. What is this? What is this called?
It's 60.
I just find a look. I can't imagine spending $70 on a digital game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had thought about it.
That's good.
We got 11 reals from Gregorio Oliveira. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying Coury is right. King of Fighters 13 looks absolutely gorgeous, but Capcom struggled so much to make the transition to polygons until they found the perfect 2.5D format with Street Fighter 4. It wouldn't make sense to go back.
Yeah.
I mean,
My belly is.
you say they struggled to transition to polygons. Like what did they do? Was there anything like between 3 and 4? Like, did they experiment with polygons for Street Fighter before 4?
Oh yeah, I mean, they had like the Versus games and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like took the sprites and put them on 2D backgrounds. Yeah, Street Fighter EX. Street Fighter EX, like, I'm sure it has some fans, but I've never. I have 3 on which was the launch game on the PS2 in the US.
Hope you're ready.
But I didn't play it very much, or have much interest in it. Man.
E. Schultz says Street Fighter the movie, the game rules. Who made that? Did Capcom make it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But it's not considered good, right?
It depends. I think it certainly has its fans.
Do you have it?
I do not.
Do you want it? I don't even know what system it's for. I mean, I assume like Super Nintendo and Genesis.
Oh no, it's Saturn and PS1
Oh, okay.
and arcade. But I mean, they got all the actors to like on this like while filming the movie to do
like Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah. Ah, so Kinto Zero says I put more hours on the Street Fighter EX than any other PS1 game. The PS1 versions were good at the time because that was like the Street Fighter Alpha EX 2 plus Alpha or something like EX plus Alpha.
I see Robert Hernandez saying I hate Zangief and Rowento. Is Rowento in this? He's like the jerk in Final Fight.
Yeah, he's in him. Not in this one, but he's in Street Fighter 4. He was
He's the worst.
and Street Fighter Alpha 2 and 3. How do I can I give you multiple kudos there, like multiple thumbs up. Ooh, I want to see what Mekioth is like.
Mekioth?
I like Guile in this though. He feels a lot more satisfying.
Yeah.
To play as, I gotta admit. I love watching it go real fast. Like
New
that.
character?
Guile?
No, Mekioth.
Yeah. I'd like to see how she plays, but it's just going so fast. Oh, so you can put that, like, layer up those sonic booms.
Does
somebody on
anyone
the
else have one winged angel in their head right now, replacing Sephiroth with Mekioth? Mekioth.
bump, 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 bump. Oh, Dirty J's back to, like, destroy everybody. I like that. That was a cool looking throw.
Oh, she was like, doing like a dance pose or something, like a ballet pose, like catching him or something.
Yeah, that's that's awesome.
I guess she's a dancer.
Menoth. Oh, Mekioth is the person playing it. So Menon is the character.
Menon is the character.
She specializes in throws. I'm kind of in love in this game, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just feels really good. It feels fun to play.
Does that say Cafe Elixir Day Nut? Is that what it says?
Cafe Day Nuit? Elixir Day Nuit? But I mean, is Elixir Day Bean? I mean, coffees could they be called like a bean elixir?
Elixir Day Nut.
Her throws are really cool, though.
I've never been much of a thrower in the few fighting games I play. I don't know about you.
No, I mean, I never, like Zangief was the only one that was a heavy thrower in 2. And
I mean, I feel like in some games
I can never do a spinning
like,
power driver. I can never do the 360.
It's relatively easy to cheese the AI into like just like spamming throws, but like against human players, I've never been good at like identifying openings.
Yeah.
And yet I feel like I'm always very easily exploited by throws. Yeah, I'm just not good at these kinds of games.
Is the training mode considered to be pretty thorough and good?
Like if you want to step up your game after the stream.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that if a lot of people on our Discord have this, maybe we should start like a. We have like a online. Game like matchmaking, don't we?
Oh, let me check.
I guess we don't have a matchmaking thing, but we should have. We should like make a matchmaking channel
Yeah, I mean,
on
there's-
there. And
there's
I
a
also have like a
Tears of the
voice chat
Kingdoms-
for that.
Tears of the Kingdom spoiler-free and spoilers discussion channel. So
Yeah.
why not just do that for Street Fighter too, I guess.
What does everybody think of the UI in this? Like, I feel like that is the only part of the, and it's fine the way it is, really, because it's very just very to the point. But I guess like the whole like the UI, like that, like the health bars and everything.
Oh, you're talking just about like the battle HUD, not like the
Yeah.
menu
The
interface where
HUD,
you were
the
struggling
HUD.
to set your
It feels
controls.
like a bit flatter than
Yeah.
previous one.
It's mostly out of your way though, which is pretty nice.
Right. Well, I mean,
And I
they,
also
they
notice
usually,
the characters go in front of it, which is also nice. Yeah,
really-
it's pretty utilitarian, I suppose.
yeah. Play some more now.
I like the
Ooh, we got some DJ.
I like kind of the purple I like these purple boxes on like the online
Yeah.
thing. Like they're pretty nice looking.
I'm gonna try a different character. If I leave this room, will it continue on? If I wanted to try out the different modes, leave custom room. I hope that doesn't screw up anything. I guess we'll find out, right? There's this extreme battle. Okay, so someone was saying before, hopefully, see the combo stuff here. I'm gonna try a new character. Kimberly.
What mode are you going into?
The
Trials.
yeah, the prism strikes.
That
Oh, is that like?
like forward dash she does looks pretty cool with like the paint behind.
How many times do I gotta do it? Oh. Her walk animation. Watch her walk backwards. I got like they did a really good job of like giving the characters like a personality just in their movement. For sure.
Yeah.
It's not just like, you know, like they're backing away. You know, like she's just I love it.
Like, is she the only character that like actually like turns her body away when she moves?
But I like that she's like kind of looking. you
Yeah,
know?
she's looking, but like it's interesting. It is interesting because like that's actually always been sort of a weird thing for me with fighting games, and like one of the reasons when I tried, I mean, I played it a little back in the day, but like, you know, I tried Air Guides several years ago for the first time in a long time. And I was like, oh man, I kind of like this. And part of the reason is like your character faces where you're running, right? But they do like look behind them at the enemy. And I that like very free movement is something that I think is sometimes missing for me with a lot of fighting games. Because like the whole like Street Fighter style of like you're locked facing your opponent, like that always felt very stiff to me.
Yeah.
Like for me, like my general disinterest in fighting games kind of goes back to like, you know, I always thought they seemed a bit stiff, and I didn't like having to learn like button combos and stuff. And then also just general lack of interest in competition. It's just kind of why I think it's not one of my genres really. Rocky Diamond says, God bless that ring. It's, you know, that ring ain't so bad. I feel like it's not very well loved, but as someone who's not really a fighting game guy, I think it's it feels good to play. I think it feels like I like the feel of it. So is Luke like? I mean,
like the new main character.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, is he like? I mean, I see he's got like boxing gloves, but like, is he in any way like a little similar to like Ryu and Ken?
I don't know.
Like, just in terms of like how he moves.
I don't know. I haven't really used them with like real controls here.
EB Chill 2 says, I could see Coury playing this in 240p. You think based on what you the trends that you saw when you were doing that episode, does Street Fighter 6 have characteristics that would or would not translate well to 240p?
A sandblast? Oh.
Whoa, Sasquatch in Time says, anyone think there's any chance we get a graphical downgraded version of Street Fighter 6 on the Switch like we got Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS? Wow, I have zero recollection of Street Fighter 4 being on 3DS. That's kind of crazy.
I think they're gonna have a cloud version. They should just do
No.
I'm kidding. Well, like that would just completely defeat the purpose.
Yeah, like no one would play a cloud version of a fighting game.
Yeah.
I mean, I struggle to see how they could downgrade the graphics on this enough to get it to 60 frames per second on Switch. Now, I don't think they'd release a 30 FPS version. So I bet we'll get it on. I bet the Switch successor, whenever that is announced and comes out, I bet this will come to that. But I don't see. I mean, if the difference is like on 3DS, you would expect like a radically retooled version of a game. Like, I mean, essentially a different game, right? Like, similar to like Smash on 3DS. Like it's just the graphical underpinnings are just completely different. Whereas like on Switch, like, I mean, there have been a lot of quote unquote impossible ports.
Yeah.
But and some of them do have like a lot of, shall we say, bespoke changes for the Switch version. Altered geometry and stuff, but like I have a hard time envisioning them like retooling this game quite enough to run at 60 on Switch. Like I just it would have to like the graphic, the models would almost have to be like made from scratch. I would think to go down that far.
Jeez, I can't do this fast enough. I don't know if he's gonna attack me.
We got
$5 from EV Chill 2. Thank you. With a who has a butthead avatar now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if that was Beavis or Butthead.
Yep, that's butthead. I should play that virtual stupidity during a stream sometime too.
I mean, do you think that's a game that you could really play well on stream? Like, adventure games can be pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, it could be fun though.
I mean, we've made it work on backloggery streams though, but that's mostly because we're like working through it together. So it's like a little easier, I think, in that way. Like on our stream, I think it'd be a little difficult. Wait, Mortal Kombat 1 is coming to the Switch? Really? That's pretty shocking. I didn't even know that was coming to PS4 and Xbox One, is it?
Oh, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that even if they have to like downgrade it a ton, they probably the amount of money they probably make on a Switch version is enough to offset it, make it worth it for them.
Nervous?
Yeah, I mean, Switch games do very, very well. Although, like, I wonder how well a fighting game would do on Switch. Like, I don't think that's where that market would want to play fighting games. But it might sell well for, you know, couch co-op style. Anyway, there was yet again 11 reals from Gregorio Oliveira. Thank you. Saying, I'm also in love with Street Fighter 6, although I've had a hard time with the timing of some combos. The ones involving drive dashes seem impossible at first. Need a lot of practice before using them in a match.
Is it the drive dash? I'm still on drive impact. Oh, yeah.
Are these returning or new techniques? These things they're teaching?
No, these are new. I mean, either
new to you.
4 or 5 had like a focus thing where you could like tank through like an attack. Burnout. Driving back and drive character used to drive gauge, but continuous use during your gauge, and if you completely drain it, you'll be unable to use it for a period of time. Drive gauge. You'll enter burnout. Oh, that's
Perdius says, Corey, you need to dive into the Battle Hub just to see all the character creations. That would be a fun way to end the stream, just looking at some absolutely stupid player creations.
Yeah. I will. This is the end of the thing. It's just giving me the basics here. I'm almost done.
Game over, yo.
Game over, yo.
Too easy.
Game over. Look at his stupid dance.
Yeah.
I honestly like have zero concept of like what even is the story of Street Fighter. Like I don't know anything. Is Bison in this?
Not in this one. Okay, so is it the what is it? So this the GH?
The dive into Battle Hub to see all the character creations. BH, that looks like a BH.
Oh, here it is. Man, in the battle, you can choose whatever server you like. Since
Ooh, gameplay recording pause because you're in a blocked scene. Oh yeah, there he is. It's your boy.
Well,
I don't like the hat. We got
looks like we meet again. He's like, hey.
Is it? I like it. You got it. Not in a
Look at that low res texture on the
amazing way.
logo on his shirt.
Well, it's because you stretched it too much.
Exactly.
Whatever and do whatever, but I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions.
I mean, this looks like Phantasy Star Online right here.
Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Try accessing the various points around here. Each one has a handy little instruction pop-up, so don't be nervous.
Oh man. Retro Coop says, sadly no Bison my main. That's why I'm using Guile.
I'm sure he'll be a DLC.
That would be like such a bummer, like for a character from Street Fighter 2 to just like not be in the game, though, you know? Because like that's so many people are used to those characters. Like I feel like every Street Fighter 2 character should be in every Street Fighter game. I say as someone who
I know, and I get that. I understand that point of view, but I think that they probably say that they have to be able to devote a lot, like some of that time to developing new characters too.
Yeah. Kirby is originally a clone of Bison, really? I would not expect them to have similar movesets.
Whoa. So are these just like different characters here that
people
look at down here?
Made. What? There was one guy that looked like a Tron thing.
Yeah.
Got a little party of some kind going on here.
What happens if I go to
These are just like the most awkward proportions.
Oh, that's cool. So I can go and watch people fighting. Can I go and kind of spectate here? Yeah. So I can just watch other players play.
You can just put it on the TV in the background.
Yeah. I hear yourself.
Beginning operation.
Let me have some fun.
I mean, does it record the fight or is it fast forward it? No, fast forward.
V-Chill 2 says this is like FF14 Nightmare version. or Phantasy Star Online 2, like you said.
Oh, so I'm saying there's an arcade area you can play old Capcom games. Not in this game. Old machines in the back. Not of the Battle Hub, right?
Right.
I just talk about real life.
I mean, in real life, you can indeed go to an
Yeah.
arcade and play Capcom games.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's referring to.
In the Battle Hub, you can play old.
Oh,
old
well,
games.
you should go check it out. I wonder if M2 did it.
I know, I feel like I need to go and look to see what they're like. It's called the Game Zone.
Ooh.
The Game Center.
There was a notification that Gaming Blows has been a member for 32 months.
Wow, dang.
Saying either you
Oh,
boys playing Diablo 4. As a huge fan of 1 and 2, I'm sad to say I'm really let down by 4. It's so unsatisfying. Feels spreadsheetish. I mean, my only exposure to it has been Digital Foundry
Like a
video. I
Final
don't think
Fight?
I even watched it. I think I just listened to it. Which I mean, at least from the tech side, it sounded good.
That's cool. So you can.
Just play Final Fight.
That's really cool because it says it's like rotating, so they swap out the games.
Oh, interesting.
You can do-
I mean, I'm not the right person to really judge. I mean, because I have only
We
played
got
Diablo.
scan lines.
Oh yeah, I've only played Diablo 3. I actually played the Switch version.
You have 4 scan lines.
Which is, it actually runs quite well on the Switch. Play it with friends locally. And, we had a good time. And I know, like, maybe the most hardcore Diablo fans aren't as much into 3, maybe? Or at least its art style. And, it was a good time. We had a good time playing it, but I also felt like that was all the Diablo I needed. Like, just the numbers, and the constant upgrade of equipment, and it's just I prefer combat where you can kind of feel the impact of each individual attack and stuff. And
I think it has forced borders and scan lines.
I don't see borders other than that menu thing in the corner.
I mean, it's
So,
gray. You got gray
Oh, okay.
and Vulgus.
But yeah, I liked it well enough, but like, I'm not itching to dive into another Diablo. Like, if I saw the PS5 or Xbox version of Diablo 4 for like $15, I'd probably get it. But it's certainly not a priority.
That's cool. I
But,
was gonna count
I
the
was
scan
actually
lines,
thinking
though.
about that just earlier today. I was thinking about Diablo 3. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, I feel like I'm actually glad I played the Switch version of that, because I feel like I would have been less impressed by it playing on like PS4, because it's like, well, of course PS4 can play this game at 60 frames per second, whatever. Whereas I feel like the fact that I was like, impressed to see the Switch port, even though I didn't really have a frame of reference, I still thought like the Switch port was very impressive. Like, it's like, wow, this, looks reasonably good and runs at 60 FPS. Like, it's pretty nice to see on the Switch. And so I feel like just being impressed by the achievement of that, increased my enjoyment as well. But yeah, I was like, this was good, but I don't gotta do it again. But yeah, if what actually made me really sad, like, I'm not a Diablo guy, and I'm not a I'm not a PC gaming guy. But it made me sad when I haven't watched it, but I saw the thumbnail for the Digital Foundry Diablo 4 PC review. And the thumbnail says, Diablo 4 PC, the DF Tech review. VRAM issues impact a good port. And I was just like, ouch. Like, Diablo is like such a PC gaming pillar.
Right.
And like, I'm not like blaming DF for this, but it did make me think like, wow, the consoles probably were the priority, weren't they? Like, that's gotta sting to think of. Like, I know it's happened before where like series that started off as like a big PC thing, like, the sequels would be,
This dude loves this job. Look at him. Loves this job right now.
he is just like,
Imagine
very
liking
slowly
your job
grooving
that
out
much.
But
We got just the event for you.
like I don't know, like just that really like struck me. I'm like, wow, like that makes me feel tremendous pain for all of the stalwart Diablo and PC gamers to think of Diablo 4 is a port from console to PC. Like that just I gotta admit that don't sit right. Even to me.
So just in general, do people like it? I wonder.
Diablo?
Yeah, Diablo 4.
I don't know. Like, I've not heard that much talk. I mean, come to think of it, like I'm surprised it hasn't come up in the stream sooner.
I have a pair of Onitsuka Tiger shoes. They're green.
Yeah.
It says
That's a real brand.
Onitsuka Tiger. Yeah. They're like I have a pair of shoes of them.
Sounds fashionable.
They don't have very much sole on the bottom of them. So
Is that is that their thing, or is
I don't know if
just
that's like their thing, but they're, there's not very much cushion. I haven't worn them in a long time. Yeah.
Oh, Gaming Blow says, I am very alone in this disappointment in D4, it seems. I don't know how I'm mostly alone, though. It is really lacking. What do you mean by it being lacking? Because maybe I would actually like it to be lacking. I would like, less.
It's like so excited to watch.
I would like less. Less mobs of monsters to fight. I would like less equipment to be constantly changing. That's just me though. That's just me. So what's Blanca's story? Do you know Blanca's story? What's Blanca's story? I don't know Blanca's story. Why is Blanca Blanca?
Isn't his real name is Jimmy, I think? I don't really know too much other than that.
I mean, why is he green with bright orange hair?
I don't remember. Did he like? Oh, they're done.
I like his overalls in this.
Yeah.
I am going to look up Blanca.
His backstory.
On like a Street Fighter wiki or something. Blanca, also known by his birth name Jimmy,
Yeah.
and the adventure tour guide.
I like that this guy is just like sitting here watching, like disgusted without anybody, like everybody else, like dancing and having a good time down here. He's just like disgusted and annoyed by it. Look at this guy. Look at Deathblade. He looks like Gumby.
Oh my gosh! How is this possible?
Doesn't he? He looks like Gumby, doesn't he?
Yes, but like, oh my gosh! Wow. He is a feral man from the Brazilian jungle with green skin and the ability to generate electricity. Well, why does he have green skin? Blanca's most prominent physical characteristic is his green color, initially attributed to his consumption of chlorophyll from plants to blend into his jungle environment, a color change that eventually became permanent. However, when Street Fighter II was brought to the US, Blanca's coloring was attributed to his being struck by lightning during the electrical storm in which his plane crashed.
Thanks for your patronage.
Oh, okay, so I can buy like stuff now. I don't have any money.
Karnov ain't got no money.
I feel like we can get him some cool glasses. I just like the idea of him like trying this stuff on, and he's like really like intensely like thinking about him. Like look at him, he's like, do I want this? I kind of like it. I don't know if I can afford it though. Looking in the mirror like, ooh. Can use some new headphones.
like this really suits my physique.
It's like, ooh, what do you think about this? Like, ooh.
I want to see what other like body gear looks like on his torso, because I don't know how they're like actually going to like stretch that stuff to fit him.
I don't know why it's so funny.
Like, is he wearing is that a corset?
Yeah, but no,
I like the metal pins on it are just like misshapen blobs on his body. Oh, he's like wearing like a Nathan Drake sort of dealy there.
He's like, you think if I wear this shirt, does it like make me slim down?
He's like Karnov can do the action shooty shoots too.
I love the idea of him like looking at him. You know what I mean? Like him checking him out in the mirror.
Oh, this kind of looked like Dr. Robotnik shoes or something. Whoa, there's like separated pants or something. I'm sure that is like a type of pants, but I don't know what type that is.
I mean, he looks like an absolute idiot.
Oh, he's Karnov.
Yeah. He's like, oh, check out. What do you think about my new tank top? This. So there's only like time limited items too. Try on some sandals here. Trying on some galoshes.
I think the corset is the funniest thing. Just because the buttons like turn into blobs. Ooh, look at those.
He's like, this will help me like slim down a little bit. Like I feel like I can. They are blobs, really.
Like as he like moves his torso, they like squish up and down.
I feel like this hat is like appropriate for him though.
A little bow on it.
Yeah. I like just like seeing him like looking over his shoulder. So I spent a bunch of time playing the Atari 50th collection.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Mm-mm.
It is.
I
It's like incredible.
Play a little bit of it last week though, but I don't have it.
Okay, it's incredible. I love the presentation, like, and so much about it. But I went through some like really old, it has like these really beautiful scans of some like old ads and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I should really take a screenshot of one of these. And I can edit my background on my PSN profile with one of them. And I'm kind of proud of what I like made out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that PSN profile background is like a thing, and then like the rare time I do bring it up, I'm like, oh, this is like a really old Final Fantasy 14 screenshot.
Yeah, I had a really old Shantae, but I like the idea of
like all these like 70s people like looking like, oh wow, let's go see what Coury's up to. Like, wow, Coury, good job.
I mean, I think that's pretty good. I like the guy on the left.
I like all of them. They're all my best friends.
It's like, look what he's been playing.
It's great.
I think you can see that, where it's from here in just a second.
Dingus Glurt, the corn love is PS3.
I almost tried to do something with this one too. This kid playing the Jaguar, but it's from this right here. That's the screenshot that I took. But it's like there's some cool stuff like that. Like, I swear to God, like that guy right there is David Duchovny from like X-Files. Like it's like I know it's not for real, but like the Missile Command guy looks like David Duchovny. Please let me know in the chat if you agree that looks like David Duchovny. Do you see it?
I mean, I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes of X-Files.
Okay,
so
but
I guess I sort of see it.
Okay. Just making sure. I'll end the stream with this extremely gratuitous violence from The Last of Us Part 1, where after I beat the game, I equipped all my arrows with like explosives.
And you actually remembered to like use the PS5 video function? I never think that.
Well, I did it just because it's like so absurdly like violent.
Okay. So you did what? What was it you
I
did?
equipped all the arrows with explosives. It's like...
I'm waiting for it to play.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! That guy is in pieces.
I know. I hear yourself. This one here, I thought it was funny because like I kill like so many people. It's like we're getting out of this house. And I like throw these bombs down there, and it just like makes this huge scene of like blood and guts. And he's like, "It's clear, all clear." It's just like. I hear yourself.
I heard Soph too.
All right, house is clear.
It's like, it's all clear. It's like, yes.
All clear. It's not like, cover your eyes, Ellie.
I know, like, look what I've done to these people.
What?
It's like, look what I've done to these people.
It's like, yeah. Come look.
All clear.
That profile picture is really pretty great, though. Like you have to keep it forever.
Yeah, I feel like I can't change it now. You can kind of see the top of the one guy's head. I tried to make it as like as invisible as possible.
Oh yeah, I mean it just looks like just a shadow.
Yeah.
You did a good job. You did a good job. It's a good one. I mean, it feels in the same spirit of like your Switch avatar, like poking its head and like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on in over here, guys?
I saw that I got a bunch of friend requests, and I will accept those. I think we should I'm definitely into playing more Street Fighter 6 though. Like getting some rooms going. Like this would be like a fun way to end streams if there's if we finish early or something like that.
Says you were last online 2 days ago, which is clearly a filthy lie.
No, I mean I have it like invisible. I have it as appear offline.
But then why did you appear online 2 days ago?
I don't know, because I think it said like last online like 90 days ago or something like that. Like some absurd like high number. But yeah, I will accept all those. I think that's gonna do it though for tonight. That was fun. I can see myself playing quite a bit more. Did you see the donation from John the Don? Did you already?
Oh, I did not see that one. Saying, what would be the name of these character models? What character models? We talking about the Atari people?
Probably we're looking at them right now, right? So
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
feel like the guy on the left,
right.
his name has got to be like Harold.
Yeah, he's a Herald.
Yeah.
I think the second one's a Janet.
Yeah, Janet. I think that the guy in the middle, he kind of looks like Daniel Stern a little bit. So I'd say it's a Daniel.
He could be a Daniel. I mean, I could also see a Frank.
Yeah, Frank. The other guy the shorter guy looks kind of like a Frank too. But
yeah, he could totally be a Frank for sure.
Yeah. And the last lady, I think her name would be like Ethel.
Ethel? I don't know if I'm getting Ethel energy, but like, I can't say you're 100% wrong. Well,
but the guy with the hat, I mean, let's say his name is
Pete.
Yeah, I could see it like a, but he wouldn't go by Pete. Like they'd call him Peter.
No, he looks like a Pete to me.
Ricky Diamond says Gertrude. I could see that maybe.
Gertrude.
Maybe I hear Constance.
Constance. I think Marc S got it. It's Constance. That's it. Definitely it. Connie. She goes by Connie.
Yeah.
That's Connie.
Maybe I should try to make all these people in the character creator.
Yes.
And nobody would ever know like who they're supposed to be. Oh, it's the people from that whatever like Atari game had.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, I hope everyone has a good week. And thank you to everybody who donated tonight. And I mean, hopefully this video will be done like before so I got to go up to Akron again on Thursday, and I got to go to Erie, Pennsylvania on Friday for work, and then
you're not 100% sure if you'll be back in time for the stream.
I mean, I'm gonna drive back on Sunday. It's like a 7-hour drive, so if I leave like on the relative early side, I should be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason Coury was playing this week instead of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, because
So-
I'll definitely be streaming next week.
Yeah, I'll be in Erie, and then I'm going to. I'll go to. I'm gonna go visit, some friends. My friend Chris, who's he was here earlier. He's been on stream with us. He's always watching every week. He's gonna be in Jamestown, the 24th. He's gonna be there for like a week or something like that. But I got a quick freelance project starting on Monday when I get back, so I can't stay for very long. Maybe I could make a Street Fighter video of me playing badly. But like I said, it's gonna be just like on those glasses, and it was like something that I wanted to do really quick. I just like kind of had a big work crunch, and it's like the stuff I'm doing in Erie and Akron is like the end of this crunch, so it, like, things should even out for like the rest of the summer after that. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching and for showing me how to play Street Fighter, and thanks for everybody who came into the private room and played.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon. Take care.
Yeah,
Good night.
right.